August sets. There is 69 sets coming out August 1st, which actually doesn't feel that much. Given how many we're getting for Star Wars, I have them all up on screen. I'll show you in just a second. It doesn't feel like a lot. We've got a few Spider-Man sets, a few Star Wars sets, and like a few different themes as well. There are more coming out throughout the year. Maybe that's why August isn't as much. And I've seen quite a few videos, you know, over 100 sets coming out August. There is exactly 69 Lego sets and 3 extra little bits that were posted this morning. So debuting here on the stream, which is actually quite nice. It's been a while since we've had some new information on the stream that is official, straight from Lego. So I think without further ado, let's bring up lego.com. Here we have one of our wish lists, and this is quite nice because this is part of a shared wish list, which is something that Lego do. And I'm not sure exactly how new this is, but you're able just to share your wish list. So this isn't me logged in right now, and can still access all of the wish lists, because if you go on Lego's new page, you'll see I have 76 products with the filters pre-order and coming soon. However, if we were just to go new on lego.com, you'd have 188 items. There's not 188. This is usually where YouTube thumbnails get their number from. 188, and then they talk about like 5 different Lego sets. So there's a few ones. This Shelby Cobra is already out, so's Miles, so's the Minecraft sets. You get the idea. These aren't all the new sets, but you can see here, there's the return of a very popular gift we purchased from May, the Star Wars Kamino training facility, with purchases of, at first, I thought this was available with all Star Wars purchases until August 2nd. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? It doesn't even have a price here because it is exclusive to Jango Fett's Starship. This one right here is the Ultimate Collector set that we recently built on the channel to celebrate 10k subscribers. Thanks again for that. It was an awesome building experience. So I guess the threshold of 260 is just a little bit more than the £145 in May. And I guess they found a few spare of these. This is very common for Star Wars gift with purchases to return. However, it's not common outside the US. I see so much about these returning every single year for the UCS set or the likes in America, and different exclusive sets returning. But this seems to be, well, this is in the UK, and it seems to be quite a few different places that have seen the Kamino training facility returning. So yeah, what do we think about this? Hello there. Hello there. I think this is interesting. It'd be nice if they fix the arm printing, but I think these are just a few spare boxes. As with Lego, they can technically reprint and keep manufacturing as many of these sets as they like. If they want to bring this back next year, there's nothing to say they can't. I don't think there's any limited stamp. I mean, they've probably only been asked by Star Wars to do this for May, so this isn't going to be the same one next year. But the minifigures being exclusive, any use of the word exclusive doesn't stop them, because at the time they are exclusive. Much like the Kenobi series, when that was coming out, that was an exclusive season. The first season of Andor was an exclusive show, even though right at the start they knew that they'd signed on for 2 series. We knew a season 2 was coming, but it's just because at the time you actually don't know what will happen. Even contractually, if you've signed on for 2 series, there are so many things that could go wrong in the first season. And the backlash nowadays, if this set got enough backlash, they'd pull it before May 4th if they really wanted to. But yeah, it's nice to see it returning as the gift with purchase. There's going to be a few people complaining about it, but it doesn't actually mean too much. And now, let's get on to the August set. So this is a third, well, just over a third, almost half of the sets coming out August. And this is in order of Lego announcing them. So the very first one announced was the Haunted Mansion, which actually looks like a really good set. I don't know how many of you have been to a Legoland. I've been to Legoland Windsor a few times. I've been lucky enough now. And there's a ride there called the Haunted Mansion, I believe, which is quite a fun ride. And it looks like this. It does. I think it's taken from It's not Hidden Side. I think it's Monsters. It was called something like that. It was an old Lego theme that this is paying homage to. But it's not just the Haunted Mansion, is it? The Haunted Mansion itself looks quite cool, and the fact that it's open at the back, but it doesn't look too hard to close in like the giant set we got not long ago. Not much of an interior, I'd say. Just, you know, the cabinets, the giant piano, typical things you find in a haunted mansion or a haunted house. And the minifigure selection: Frankenstein, werewolf. You've got a vampire. Is that a skeleton, a tree, and a ghost that best glow in the dark? If this don't glow in the dark, they've missed out there. And then we've also got a ghost train, which definitely reminds me of Hidden Side. And the third build is a pirate ship. It's a Creator 3-in-1. It is under the Creator line. And honestly, this and the Dragon Serpent that Creator recently released. Let's see if we can find the dragon. Because that dragon, I'll tell you what, all of these actually. There's a few more pre-orders we'll look at in a second. The castle isn't too dissimilar, a bit more expensive. And that pirate ship looks quite cool. Castle and pirates. And a little modern house or mansion. But this, the medieval dragon, around the same price. And looks, honestly, I'd say just as good. They're very different builds, so they're hard to compare. But this can be rebuilt from a dragon into a serpent and into a phoenix. Very interesting they didn't allow you to build both at once, because there's not... I guess you're using the red on the side here to make the serpent extra big. But I feel like the wings go straight into that phoenix. Look at that. There's not much different, is there? Maybe the gold bits on the end. I don't know where the gold's hidden on the dragon. Maybe it's inside. Or maybe that's the treasure. Oh, they've used the treasure to paint the ends of the phoenix feathers. That's quite nice. But yeah, this is out. The medieval horse knight castle is between serpents and horse knights. I guess serpent knight and horse knights, and is also a 3-in-1. I don't know what this could be made into. So you've got a, what they called where they got the lances on the horse and they spear at each other. Yeah, jousting. That's the one. So they got a jouster's castle here, as well as the main castle, and also a little village. I assume that's the back of the village. Little brick-built sheep. I do like the different brick-built aspects. I like the sheep, the little brick-built characters, and I suppose going back to the wish list and the Haunted Mansion, we've also got that brick-built tree. But Haunted Mansion isn't the only one. There's the Tropical Toucan, which was kind of revealed before the mansion if you include the gift with purchase. This year, January 1st, we got a look at a gift with purchase, which was the Tropical Toucan. It has been made available in LEGO stores. I think it was June's gift with purchase, and no doubt it will probably come back sometime in August. Oh look, there's the Horse Knight Castle. It's not even out yet. But again, nice colourful builds from the Creator line. All three of these might have even been announced on the same day. We got some Speed Champions. I'm looking forward to next year's Speed Champions. It's not the only one this Porsche, but might as well blow it up for you whilst we're talking about it. It does come with some spare hubcaps though, unlike Mattel's new cars coming out in a month's time. Just over a month's time. They're not made of metal, and it doesn't include a nice Hot Wheels car alongside for an extra £1 as well. $21.99 those are. But we'll talk about those next month, because next year we're going to have a load of licensed cars. So I think this Porsche and some of the others, the Bugatti here, are probably to feed Speed Champions hunger. Oh look, we've also got a Lamborghini and Huracan. Well, the Huracan's a Lamborghini, but we've got Lamborghinis, Porsches and Bugattis, because January seeing Cars, Lightning McQueen, and Back to the Future DeLorean. I think this is probably to feed your hunger through till next summer. And I don't think you'll be getting any more of these style of cars. It's meant to be, those licensed cars are meant to be 2 out of 6 that we're getting from LEGO. I wouldn't be surprised if January and March splits them like 4-2, and then it's not until sort of June, July, August time that we get another licensed car, because there's quite a few coming out in this wave. But it'll be interesting to wait around and find out. Don't worry, we're not going anywhere. We'll be here same time next year to look over all the brand new Speed Champions and Spider-Man. Oh, our first Spider-Man set. It's quite funny how these work, because even though all the Spider-Man sets unofficially on sites like Smith's, for instance, which is where a lot of these debuted before Lego.com, they all came out at once. But Lego, as you can see, rolls them out set by set by set. So I suppose rather than them technically being announced this way, it's more of how Lego added them to the site. Maybe this was a minute before the next Spider-Man set, but in that minute, we got all of these Lego sets. I mean, there's no other Spider-Man sets on this list, but the Oscorp Tower that I keep confusing for a Lex Luthor Tower that actually hasn't come out yet. I don't know where I must have seen someone build a mock of a Lex Luthor Tower and just assumed it was coming out alongside. It does tie in a little bit to the Sonyverse. I guess we've got Spider-Woman up here from Madam Web. Well, you know, kind of ties into Madam Web. Very loose tie there. Kraven the Hunter. And we've also got Eddie Brock with Venom over the shoulder. And from the Miles Morales movies, we've got Miles, Gwen. And then we have Spider-Man, kind of important. Oscorp, what's his name? That isn't Harry, is it? I think this is Harry down here, which means this is Papa Osborn's Green Goblin. But I really like this Green Goblin because of the headpiece. Not the headpiece, the helmet. The Ninjago helmet. The purple Ninjago helmet is a great use. And yeah, this looks like an Osborn in the black suit. Do we get... There we go. Oh, Norman Osborn. And then Green Goblin with his glider. Wait, that's meant to be Norman Osborn. Is it? As in, well, that's not the Spider-Man movies. Few wrinkles round the eyes, I guess. But Norman Osborn is a bit older. I would have thought that's Harry Osborn. Maybe they've added the wrinkles to try and age him. Eddie Brock looks straight out of, I think it's the Spider-Man animated series. So great minifigures with this, £120, you expect no less. The only thing that could improve it, perhaps, is some dual molded legs. Get Spidey some dual molded legs. Get Spider-Woman some dual molded legs. Some white boots on there. Miles Morales needs some black boots. Gwen has shoes, which I guess would be a nice light blue dual molded boots on black. I'm sure they did it for the CMF, which I don't think has been officially confirmed yet, even though we've got images and people finding them early, way too early. But some great minifigures nonetheless. And like I say, this is only the first of the Spider-Man sets coming out August 1st. Well, I hope so. I hope they're not coming out September, October. So that'll be interesting to see. We've also got the Black Delilah flower here from Wednesday. This is from season 2 though. I don't think it shows on the box. I assume this is from season 2 because I don't really know who that minifigure is next to Wednesday. These are mini dolls, but you still get some really cool plump piece elements. That's a mop. That light green one's a mop, isn't it?
That's the original Wednesday, who's the that staff member.
Oh, is it? So they were in season 1, weren't they? Okay. So it's coming out August 1st. Do we have a date for Wednesday season 2?
Yes, I'll have a look for you.
Is it October 31st?
I don't.
Oh, that would have been so fitting. Missed opportunity right there with Netflix. And it does have an interior on the inside as well. There you go. A nice little... Oh, well, this is the greenhouse.
Part 1, August 1st. Part 2, September 3rd.
Oh, so it does come out alongside Wednesday season 2 and part 2 September. I do like the fact it's got an interior, and it does seem those desks can pull out with fairly a bit of ease. Maybe they're on jumpers underneath. That looks to be about right. But let's go on to some of the minifigures, because Blathers Museum, there is the beautiful horse. We'll take a quick look at that over on Creator. It's a great set. As always, we have another deer build from Creator, built very different to the last, and a bear with a little waterfall. Okay, that one's cool. That one would look great alongside the Rhino, I think. They're both quite full builds. But I'm more interested in Blathers Museum. I called it in January when we got a look at Celeste's little set, which was Blather's sister, which is Blather's sister. I don't think that's changed since. Getting that head, I knew we were getting a Blathers Museum. I'm pretty sure it's a repurposed head, though, of course, until the sets come out, we can't be too sure. So take that with a grain of salt. But the Blathers minifigure is cool. And I wish Lego did some like dual molded legs that only molded the boots. I wonder how strong that would be with a stud connection. Oh, there's something to give a shot, because Blathers has yellow boots, clearly by the toe. Or maybe Blathers has toes because of, you know, being an owl, having claws the same color as the beak. But there's so many minifigures that do have just the boots, like with Gwen or Spider Ghost we were just taking a look at. This is our second dinosaur fossil, because if you remember in the Natural History Museum, was it? Oh, misspelt museum there. We did get a Brontosaurus. I'm pretty sure it's a Brontosaurus. Doesn't give us a name, but now we have a Triceratops. Yeah, we've got a little third horn just down there. And this is a really nice build actually for the Triceratops. It's floating, so the legs can be posed as you wish. It's being held up by two windows just in the middle there. And I'm wondering, we did get like a T-Rex fossils set. And I don't remember, or was it dinosaur fossils and we got the three of them? We did get a Lego set that had dinosaur fossils. We're getting the helmets in Jurassic World at the minute. But I wonder when Lego will give us a T-Rex fossil. They've got to have some Jurassic Park set in the works that has some T-Rex fossil in it, because we're getting all these buildings with dinosaur fossils, and these do slot around the back as well. If I turn this thing around, you can see inside we have a little bit. Oh, look, they hinge around. That's what I've seen. So the fish tank and this little fountain down here do hinge around. I think that's a exhibit in itself, butterfly enclosure. And that does then provide the glass either side for something like the dinosaur exhibit. And you can slot them in, but you'd probably have it displayed something like... No, Lego said no, they're not doing it. All right, let's go back to the wish list. Oh no, Google has, hey, there we go. Let's go back to the wish list. You can't decide the MTT or the turbo tank. Oh, the one thing that I'm really hoping for, Tiny Lego Boy, is a battle pack with the figures from the turbo tank. And just because that's more likely than getting, I guess, a Battle Droid battle pack at this point, I'll have to agree with JL and go MTT. I would pick up the MTT. I do have the turbo tank here to show it off, and it's actually quite an easy set to build. It's very, very sturdy. You know, you can swoosh this around. Just don't hold it by the removable top. It's not made to be held by this or the two plates either side. But the MTT is very great, isn't it? It's a very, very great model, and there's little bits I would improve from it. Not just having the flap open at the front. You probably also want to thin down these visors. You might want to go for a Kashyyyk color, add some green to it, maybe go Rogue One and get rid of any of the red specks. And also, this half of the ship is unusable. There is one seat in here, and that's all you have to go into it. So I think you'd be better building this as a mock-up, maybe sourcing your Bakara elsewhere, and fingers crossed, crossing your fingers for a Nova Corps battle pack. So I'd go MTT out of the two. But definitely, if you aren't able to pick up both of them, there we go. Day one, wait out for a sale. They'll be down to like £100 before we know it. I'm hoping the MTT's on some decent sales, not that much, but some decent sales on Black Friday, maybe by Christmas. Did I modify it by making the sand blue parts light grey? I did. So I swapped out the two, I think it was the two 1x1s, because the 6x6 round plates don't exist at the minute. And as I'm not a part of LAN, I didn't have the set early, so I had to try and part it out. I guess I could have contacted someone to make some light sand blue plates, but I did swap them out for grey. The wheels look really good that way, and also there's just 2 round bits and 2 cheese slopes on top. The only other new element in the Juggernaut is the 1x2 slopes. They exist before, and we have seen them quite a bit in Power Miners back in the day, but they have 5 holes in them. I don't think it's too bad. Did I hear about the Battle Pack boycott? I haven't heard about that. No, I have seen though. There are. I don't want to give like the 2-3 sites I've seen this because they're going to go out of stock. But here in the UK, people are selling it pre-order for 30 quid. It's £35 here in the UK, but yeah, 30 quid for a pre-order for the Battle Pack, which, you know, 30 quid's still a lot. £25 is really where we want it, but 30 quid isn't too bad day one. I think a lot of people will be trying to buy them out. The only problem is each of these stores has like 5 in their inventory at each time. So they know for sure people are just going to buy them out. And army build again, that would be nice. Don't know if you're boycotting. I think I'm definitely waiting on a sale. I have built the Battle Pack as well. And both of these were built without instructions. Yes, this was just using the box art, not using any reviews. The Juggernaut, we did have the parts. I did have all the parts for the Juggernaut. But the Battle Pack, I had decided to build without the parts. I sorted out the parts, and then I was like, that's a bit too easy. So I got rid of the parts and built this, the Spider Droid. The Spider Droid's a really, really nice build. The AT-TE one was cool, but I think a few of you are gonna prefer the new Battle Pack build. The AT-RT is actually really nice because it's not far off minifigure Scout. If you take a look at that, it's a lot closer, perhaps the closest Lego have been recently, and you only really need to remove the 1x2 brick at the bottom to make it Fig Scale. But it's a shame that we didn't get this little rock piece here. Again, all of this we built live on stream together, and they have videos out as well. If you're interested in that rock build, go check out the video, and I think it just makes the Battle Pack that much better. Can't wait for the beautiful horse. The bear is awesome, isn't it? We just took a look at the bear, and I think the bear and the rhino, I don't know if you've seen the rhino one, there's something about the deer looks quite cool. The horse reminds me a lot of the Harry Potter, what was the Harry Potter Patronus? Patronus will probably whittle down the results. It's the stag, wasn't it? But the stag could be rebuilt into something. It reminds me a lot of that. Oh, it was Lupin's wolf. Yes, the stag that could be rebuilt. It looks a little bit like it, but it definitely reminds me of that. I guess this should probably remind me a little bit more. But I like the bear, and I think the rhino's only just been added, so we'll take a look at that towards the end of the stream. I think this one reminds me of the Little Pony show, with all the different unicorns around. Just get rid of the hordes, it's colourful enough. I mean, it looks good. I haven't really checked this one out, so it can be built into a boat. And this little playset, it comes with a golden carrot. Oh, Minecraft fans are going to be really interested in that, and a little bird, but it's a nice little set. £35, quite expensive. Maybe there's a few, like that tower could have been got rid of for a little bit cheaper. We're seeing that with Lego sets. This year they're testing. They are testing the waters, and then next year we've got like £10-20 sets lined up for Marvel, Star Wars, Harry Potter, and hopefully it's going to be a bit more affordable after this. This one's cool. Built the medieval dragon yesterday. The medieval dragon and the, what was it? The beautiful horse. I can't remember what else we had a little look at the Haunted Mansion. I think Creator 3-in-1s are never a disappointment, are they? They're always bang on. Have I seen the Batman modular? I have. I think that's been officially announced as well. So we can take a little look at the Arkham set. Prince Florian and Castle Bowser is from the new game. It's not Jamboree, is it? Or is it Jamboree? It might be Jamboree, but it's from the new game. I haven't completed it yet. I've got onto the last world. Yeah, it looks like the Bowser ship from it. I want to know what hidden details are inside. We've got the little fireball out the top, but there's got to be a little Easter egg. This is Mario here. there's got to be a little Easter egg on the inside of the actual build, as well as this. Oh, Super Mario Wonder, thank you, that's the one. Yes, from Super Mario Wonder. Great game. It's really, really fun to play. A bit difficult sometimes. Those 4 5-star challenges, you know, I have to do those a few times. But it was straight out the game, doesn't it? Look, and it also gets you the pink Yoshi. Maybe we could have got a different. You can only play as. Is it the green or pink Yoshi? Like Yoshi and the pink Yoshi saw? Maybe that's the other one from the game. But it would have been nice for Lego to have taken some liberty and, you know, snuck in an exclusive colour in there. Quite nice to get the Flame Chomper as well. So a nice few side builds with that. I'm not too big on the Mario thing, honestly. The Mario Kart sub-theme looks cool. And it's great to see them making it about the new content, which, you know, some Marvel and DC fans wish we were getting Lego sets on some of the new content, and not just one of them at that. But speaking of Marvel, now, you know what? There's a few Mario sets. We'll stick with that for a minute. All the Creator 3-in-1s. Oh, the T-Rex. I got the little T-Rex set, and if I hadn't, I think I'd have got the big one. And I like the giraffe for the lion build as well. That one's quite cool. A few more Mario Kart sets, though. I feel like these we've been waiting for ages. Some cool little karts in there. Without the interactive minifigures as well. Wario's brick built rather than interactive. Uses a lot of the parts of the interactive figs. Probably a custom leg piece. Would have been nice to see that being brick built. Don't know how Lego would do it though. They should have merged the MTT and the battle pack. Oh, do you think? I think that would have made it way too expensive. And then we'd have like an ATTE on our hands. I think the ATTE, had that come with Cody, I mean, that come with the perfect amount of troopers. Honestly, I wouldn't change the ATTE. But, and even then, people were wanting that for cheaper, as we always do. Cheap Lego is good Lego. But with the MTT, I think it's good, maybe 1 or 2 troopers. But not the full battle pack, because could you imagine? That's like $200. That's a lot. There's a lot. Thank you for subscribing. DGB Toons Productions. The lion build was amazing, and I should totally get the T-Rex. Oh, don't tempt me. I need to have a little look at sets and what they cost. Like retail, this is £45. It comes with an interactive Mario. Let me get some lights on images for that here, just to confirm that that isn't just a dull Mario. But all the accessories you could want. The shells, the banana, the question mark block, which I think is the same as the Yoshi pack. And then you also get the cones as well, which you didn't get, and the podium finish. But I need to keep an eye out for sets like the T-Rex and the Lion, see when they're on sale, because I've probably missed some really good sales this year. There weren't too bad sales last year, considering they'd only just come out. We've also got the Party at Toad's House, which I guess 2's a crowd, right? Maybe 2's a party. And, oh, there we go. Captain Toad's I think that's, oh, Mario Kart Bowser's Castle. I think these are all the Mario Kart sets. I'm trying to think if anything big. I forgot about Bowser's Castle, but I don't think there's anything big we're waiting on. We'll soon find out, won't we? So to look back to Marvel, yeah, it would be pricey if we got the whole battle pack, but I think 1 to 2 troopers would be cool. The only thing is, with the set, we get 6 B. I mean, we'll look at it. We'll look at it later on, but I think we get 6 battle droids and a few commandos. So they could have given us a few clones, but then we have a commander and a Jedi, and I feel like they're worth like 10 battle droids at least, at the minimum, bare minimum. Hello there. It's going good, thank you. It's going good. Excited for these August 1st releases. Thor versus Chitauri. Thor's in a lot. All right, as a Thor fan, I have to admit Thor is in a lot. And that torso is one that we didn't get too long ago. I think it's updated. I guess it's got all the blue bits on it as well. It looks to be a very similar design to this Thor that I recently upgraded the hammer for. This brick built hammer's coming in next month's magazine for the UK. But for Chitauri, it feels like some sort of battle pack for the Chitauri has been built out into a larger set. £45. I don't know if a Chitauri battle pack would sell as well. Maybe in the days of Avengers, But I don't know if for Chitauri, maybe War Machine's armor as well. I mean, that's quite a cool mech. This is a mech playset, really. And the mechs, these two would have been a mech, and the two Chitauri here would have been a mech, and then you're getting a battle pack. So what's that, like 15 quid, 30 quid for the two mechs, and then this little battle pack, 15 quid. Maybe we should have got another Chitauri, or someone to go alongside Thor. But then it doesn't feel like it's saving us any money. I'd have rather picked up the 3 sets here. Yeah, this one doesn't seem as good for value as most of the others. I'm thinking at least 40 quid, maybe even £35 for this. That'd be quite good. You're excited for the Spidey subway train. I think that's the best Spider-Man set coming out. And that goes up against the Oscorp Tower, which sets some really good standards. Got the most wanted set, the Home Alone house. Oh, nice. Have you built it yet? It arrived yesterday. Have you built it yet? Got the best experience of your life. Went to stop at your local Target and see what other sets they might have had early. And not only did you find the new Star Wars sets, but on the shelf under, you found the Phase 1 Clone Battle Pack. Really? No, the classic one. I know there's been a few Phase 1 Clone Battle Packs, but the Lego set, the Clone Walker Battle Pack. If you did, that's awesome. I need to know what Target that was. I'm in the UK, so it's going to be quite a trek. But honestly, for what this thing costs, and for how long it's been since we got Phase 1 Clone Troopers, if I pick up a few of them, it's probably going to counteract what the plane ticket cost to get there. Oh, that's crazy. That is good. Imagine if Lego just released a ton of these. This isn't a ATRT, by the way. I found out earlier today, it's not an ATRT, it's an AT-ACT, something like that. And it's a 2-seater Walker. Really obscure ship back from when Lego made obscure ships. But yeah, that was fun to find out. I had no idea. I just assumed it was Lego's take at an ATRT. Oh, in Texas. Oh, I've been watching a lot of, don't know if any of yous have been following along, the Alvea Sanctuary over there, especially with the floods that have just happened. So, 2 birds, 1 stone. We've also got the Iron Man War Machine versus Hammer Drones, which I think would have been interesting to have seen something like this for something brick built and a bit oversized, because they probably aren't that much oversized. The Hammer Drones were a bit bigger. Maybe they're a little oversized, but something like this for the Dark Troopers from The Mandalorian. I think having them brick built would be terrifying. And it's a nice fun scale to play with. Unlike the Ninjago mech, we're getting 2 with 2 minifigures. I think the Ninjago mech come 3 minifigures, maybe even 2 minifigures. I think it was 3 minifigures with a little mech. Not as detailed as this. And you've got a mixture of the old flick fire missiles. They are. This is like old and new combined. This is the new spring-loaded missile. But also, look at this one here. Let's get a... There's no good angle. There you go. We've got the old flick fire missiles there. Love to see them on Lego sets. I really do. That's really cool. I also had a few of the Star Wars figures. Oh man, yeah, the like Bionicle rip-offs. Playscale Jango Fett Slave 1. Yes, that one looks good. And I'm happy they've whacked the exclusive minifigure in it, because after building the UCS version for 10k subs, it's keeping me interested. Phase 1 Battle Pack wasn't in their system, so they gave it to you for 20 bucks. That doesn't sound, I mean, that's more than it retailed back in the day, but that's less than what it's worth. Probably what it'd be worth if it came out today. Got a few more Animal Crossing sets, which I know a few of you are a fan of the Animal Crossing sets. They look really nice. We seem to have every single season here. Seasons of fun. Well, that makes sense then why we've got every single season. What's that snowman? Where's the snowman? We've got autumn. We've got spring. Spring? No, summer. Summer. We've got autumn again. And where's that snowman gone? Can you see it just far off in the distance? That double BB-8 body. Looks like something I've seen for Frozen, I think, before. Do I like the space theme? I do. I quite like the fact that the space theme is on and off. The city space theme, I assume, like the classic space theme, rather than the Technic and all the space that we got last year. Oh, if this actually picks that up, that's a great play feature. What theme would I say Lego did the best? I think Star Wars is a solid theme. When people are complaining about, you know, the removable top off the turbo tank and the V19 having too many bricks, I think that's a good theme for Star Wars. I mean, comparatively, I think it's really, really good for Star Wars. Given the last few years, we've had a few hit and miss sets, but in glancing over, this is what we've taken a look through so far. Spider-Man and Oscorp Tower was top right. I think Marvel hasn't really... Mario's done well. It's just missing that one minifigure scale ship. I think Creator has the best sets. Most people would probably agree. We've got Castle to go with the boats. We've got the Haunted Mansion. We've got the Beautiful Horse. And comparing some of the Star Wars set prices, I don't think Creator is too bad. I mean, £45 for this horse, which stands... How tall? How tall is this horse? Oh, it can stand even taller. All right, well, that's a pretty tall horse, I think we'll all agree. Or would you rather spend £45 on two mechs? On two mechs. Two mechs, not big mechs. Decently sized mechs, you know. I really like the Chitauri one. I bet that's fun to build. But £45 for this compared to £45 for that. I mean, that's a 2x4 piece right there, just to show you how big the horse is. Yeah, I think Creator's prices are a little better than most, aren't they? Just a little better. I got a question to see a set. Can I take a look at those Super Mario sets? Recently found your Mario thinking and was investing. Recently found your Mario figure and was thinking of investing in one of them. Oh, so this is the newest one from Super Mario Wonder, which is the game with all the music. And this one's quite cool for your Mario figure, because even if you picked up the Mario figure when it first came out, you'll see there are some of their little QR codes in here, so you can interact with them. It gives you a Prince Florian as well, which is... Actually, how have they managed to get the arms that thin in? Oh, is that a jumper? I don't know, maybe that's a tile and they've built the whole thing on its side. I'm going to have a look at that when the instructions come out, because that's quite a nice technique. We've also got some of the Mario Kart ones. We'll take a look at the Lunar Outpost in just a second. We have our... Let's take a close-up, because we didn't take a look at these last few. Like I say, I'm not too big on Mario, but Mario is a pretty good theme. My computer's just having to swallow all those tabs being opened. Here we have the Wario Kart, which comes with a nice material glider. I thought they were all brick built. Look at that. And also a little stud launcher on the side. And I really do like the teddy bear car. I remember playing as this car in Mario Kart. Not as King Boo, but I remember the car. And I really like these shell launchers. So they're both equipped with one, two green and a red. If only the red shell actually homed in on the cars. There was like some invisible string or something that you could just pull and send the kart flying. We also have the Mario, which does come with another interactive minifigure for anyone that has missed out. And the Mario Kart should be fairly easy to part out. These wheels are kind of one in a dozen. There's some exclusive printed tiles on them, which you could honestly replace for just the yellow tiles. Be a bit cheaper that way. And there might be a QR in Mario's Kart. I feel like, yeah, that's a pretty cheap piece. The QRs seem to sell really well because some people remove them to display them without. This isn't a Mario Kart, but it's still an interactive set, Toad's House, which I've just noticed is a little deeper than the last few houses we've got. It's actually got an interior. That's pretty cool, especially if you don't have a blue or a green Toad. Toad sold separately. And then we've got our other Mario Kart set with a little Yoshi kart, quite snazzy, and a nice mural for Bowser's Castle. Whether you're a fan of Mario Kart or not, I think there'll be a few play features behind there, surely. Or maybe just a few for the carts. Seems you can crash down the gates and also avoid the spinning lava. Oh, both walls. Both walls can be crashed through. The gates and the walls. Nice. Do I agree that the prices for LEGO Star Wars sets are ridiculous? I don't think they're ridiculous. I do think when LEGO comes out, I mean, I was saying the only set I've seen of the August Star Wars sets that's on sale right now is £5 off the battle pack. And I've seen that on a few different sites. There's your Toad. So I think when LEGO sets are going on sale before they're coming out, like stores don't think they're going to make the money, I do think it's a bit odd. I'm surprised the Juggernaut hasn't. I think value for money, we've done a whole video on this. Value for money, the only one that isn't worth that full price without the minifigures is the Juggernaut. The rest of them are well worth it. It's not just a case about what pieces, it's also not the rarity of these pieces, because it's Lego. Lego can produce as many as they like. But it's also the fact that what they have and haven't done, you know, what Lego are going out of their way for. We don't know what they got in the works. They might be using this piece on every other set. But yeah, the Juggernaut with only 2 new pieces, 12 of the pieces are new, 2 new types. I do think that is a little expensive. A little expensive. Yeah, €160 for 800 pieces. Yeah, hopefully the Death Star is going to distract from a lot of that, and we go into the new year really happy that we're getting the return of, well, the reintroduction. Have we ever got £10 sets in Star Wars? Maybe not. There's got to be one set that was £10. There used to be $8.99 back when I remember, like this Clone Battle Pack was an $8.99 set, so £10 isn't too bad. If we're getting a similar size build, probably similar pieces, maybe a little smaller, maybe just the top half of this rather than the 2 legs attached. But I don't think that would be too bad. Could you look at the Bowser one? Yes, I'll have that on screen whilst I catch up on all of the other comments. From dollars to pounds, the conversion is done quite well. Lego are converting a lot better, which, I mean, goes both ways, you know. Over in America, you're not feeling as hard done by. Over in the UK, I feel like these numbers used to be just a little bit further away, but Lego are definitely improving on their conversion. What still shocks me is the fact that France and Germany, for instance, just 2 mainland European countries that go off the euro, are paying different values for Lego. Why is Germany paying more than France? They're both in euros. And it's closer to Denmark. It's closer to Poland as well. So unless they're shipping to like the far side of Germany first, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, the builds are amazing, to be fair. Also, remember, with a lot of these new sets, some of the pieces may be exclusive, but you're always able to find the instructions as soon as they're out. Recently, they've been good. I don't know if that will always be the case. If you go to lego.com and scroll down just on the right, you can see building instructions where you can get the complete instructions, minifigures, stickers, hidden Easter eggs, the lot of them, just as they would be in the box. And then you can part out these sets on sites like Brick Owl, Bricklink, and even on Lego. Lego have their own parting out. You go to Bricks and Pieces and it's right there, your online pick-a-brick, which should have pretty much all the non-exclusive pieces on this set. Head pieces, torsos and legs for some of these Sonic minifigures, because they're licensed, it means they're unable to sell those, and especially any printed pieces. And sticker sheets are a pain in the bum. But as long as you have a marker, I'm sure you can make do. or pick up some decal paper. It does go a long way. The Lunar Outpost, I just want to have a little look, see if we've got that play feature of picking up anything. Oh, we do! We do. Not how I imagined. I imagined power miners, it rolling over and it scooping it up. But you know what? We'll take this clapping monkey. That's not too bad for 90 quid. That feels like quite a full set. Given there are car models smaller than this that cost a lot more. We're talking like double the price. We've got a little solar charger, a clapping monkey down here, and a few different gems to pick up. That's not half bad. I think it's double snot brick and a custom leg mold. Oh, double snot brick. That's a good point. Like a 1x2 double snot brick, because then you could work out the back as well. Look at some of the new Dream sets. They have waist capes. No, did I miss that? All right, we do have the other wish lists here. I think I'm going to jump ahead just for that one. Let's have. Oh, I don't have any of the Dream sets here. They've probably come out already, haven't they? Are they the ones that just come out? All right, we'll have to search that up. That's crazy. People wanted them in Star Wars and they bring them out for Dreams. I don't even know. I've been watching season 3, halfway through at the minute, and the second half comes out soon. It was either August 1st or August like 3rd, 4th. So I'm intrigued to see what the waist capes are. I guess they can include one on what's his name, the masked guy. But yeah, the wheels remind you of the F1 cars. I do like the fact that they've printed the wheels for the Mario Karts. They are quite snazzy. They're like if you blew up the wheels on the Microfighters. Not the Microfighters, the collectible race cars, the F1 Microfighters. If they were part of Star Wars, that's what they'd be called. But yeah, they're quite nice wheels, aren't they? Have I heard the UCS Death Star is going to be half dome? I do think it's going to be a half dome. I'm intrigued to see where Star Wars Lego go with it, because I expected it to be a flat Death Star with the interior built out like the old playset. You know, the bottom of the Death Star cut off, maybe round the top off a bit more, and then have a flat 2D Death Star, and then the playset sort of builds out. But I feel like based on recent Lego sets and how detailed they're going, we're going to get the opposite. We're going to get a rounded off Death Star and then a 2D like display where you can get the minifigures in. It will go across the 2 movies, A New Hope and Return of the Jedi. I think that's for sure, but it's intriguing. It's intriguing. I can't wait to see the official images. I think that would be quite cool to see. The turbo tank's the perfect size for you because you don't have a lot of storage. But it costs a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, yes, it does. Yeah. I think it will definitely be on sale. $160, £140. I can see it going down easily to £100. So just over $100 by Christmas would be lovely. By next year is probably more likely. But look at this truck. This truck can't be too far off the size. It doesn't have the big wheels and it's probably on its side. But this with a full interior is 60 quid. It does make you wonder if the Juggernaut should be closer to that 90 quid mark, maybe 120. I think honestly, even below £100 would be all right for it. Eggman's back. Still don't have an Eggman minifigure, but we've brick built Eggman now, so I'm not too fast on picking up the Eggman. But this mech, £35, isn't bad. Bigger than the little mechs we get, but is it twice as big? Maybe Technic's to blame here. Maybe the Technic, yeah, maybe the Technic probably ups the price because that doesn't look too much bigger than a Knuckles mech, which was at the same price. We've probably got a bit of licensing fees on top of that as well. And a few more Marvel sets. This one's not as good. So Thanos' fist returns. I'm pretty sure this is the second time. Didn't Thanos like this go up against Iron Man in a 4+ set not too long ago? I remember something like that. But the little Captain America Quinjet? Almost. Doesn't look... That looks quite good. And also, what are these? Hold on. Is there a new sort of missile being introduced? This is very similar to the Flickfire missiles, but it's a Technic piece. And it goes in these... Well, I guess the Flickfire missiles go in the Technic brick anyway. I'm intrigued to see if we'll see those in Star Wars. Massive base plate there, same as the A-Wing in a dark blue. I didn't expect to be interested in this at all. And suddenly, I want to know, have these been included, these little pistols here, in any other set? These yellow ones there. Do I think the Lion's Castle that is retiring at the end of the year will be highly discounted? Yeah, on clearance it would be. I think the only problem with the Lion Knight's Castle being discounted is, you know, how you can get your hands on it, how quickly it sells out. I think that would be the only problem with it. Although, yeah, definitely like 20 to 40% off. Usually for most sets in a clearance, you'll be able to find, if you look pretty soon as one store's got them on clearance, keep your eye out for it. What minifigures do I expect or want to see in the Death Star? I like that question. What minifigures do I expect or want? a very different answer. So what do I expect? Like 10 troopers. We're rumored to have 38, aren't we? So 10 troopers. I've heard about the Beach Trooper and about Galen Erso. They're both rumored. So alongside that, like Tarkin, Yularen, Vader, Emperor, 5 different Luke Skywalkers, 1 or 2 Kenobi. I think Kenobi will have the hood and the cape, because then you can remove the hood and the cape and recreate the scene where Kenobi disappears. Just have a bald Kenobi running off in the background. What figures do I want though? I want all 10 minifigures from the Death Star. 10 minifigures, 9 minifigures from the Death Star conference. Then Kenobi can be on his little pulley lever bit with 2 troopers talking about the newest, what was it, the newest blaster or the newest speeder. And then we could also have, so what's that? 9, 10, 11, 12 already. Palpatine in his throne room. I think Vader and Luke, because Vader's included, Lego are going to include a Return of the Jedi Vader in the conference. There's nothing we can do about it. I don't think the UCS set is where we get in A New Hope Vader. I would love for it to be the case, so that's the figure I want. And then like a Return of the Jedi, Luke and Vader could be in the lift. 14, we get Palpatine. 15, 2 guards. 17, we get, you know, the 3 old guys in Return of the Jedi. We get those. That brings it up to 20. We can then, we've had the trash compactor diorama, so we get a prison cell, Han, Luke, Chewie, and another 2 troopers, I guess. And then we can have Leia, we can have the Imperial probe droid, and maybe a scientist, because we don't really see those in Star Wars, not in the movies. So that'd be a nice little Easter egg. Where am I at? I'll say like 10 more minifigures because I've lost count already. The Death Star. I think having the empty seat in the conference room for Krennic would be quite nice. So we could throw Krennic and 2 Imperial technicians in a room with like Jedha on the screen or something. And then we'd have the actual ignition with the 2 control peeps. You know, the guy that Ryan Johnson was in Scarif, he filled in for, one of those dudes. And what, 5 troopers left. Give us 2 beach troopers. Give us Yarael Poof behind a canteen. That would be a fun reference. And then 2 more troopers. What's that? 6 stormtroopers in the set. 2 more troopers at the canteen. Maybe even an elevator that functions so we can have that whole trooper scene as well from Robot Chicken. Few different references. I think that would be quite cool. And then you've got the room for the 4 different locations on the back of the Death Star. And that doesn't bulk it out too much. You get the conference. You get the prison escape. You then get, maybe on the outside even, a little model of an X-Wing or TIE Fighter, or like an X-Wing, 2 TIE Fighters and a TIE Advanced somewhere around the Death Star for that end scene. I think that could be quite good. And they removed the wings on Cap's head. Oh yes, they have. Is this a new helmet, or is this just a newer helmet? That's interesting, that is. I did not notice they removed the wings. Huh. I would also like to see a shield that's brick built. Now I've brick built Thor's hammer. I'm on a brick build-a-thon. Iron Man's already got the bricks in place of the web shooters that can be used. Hawkeye's going to be impossible. To brick build that bow, it's going to be a very, very hard one. But I'm definitely intrigued on what those little yellow bullets can be. I think that is quite interesting, because it might be bringing back those old flick fire missiles in a way that actually fires. That gap in the middle would squeeze in, and as you push it out, that should enable it to flick a bit better. Hello there. You think we should get a security droid? I think that would be cool. With the probe droid coming out for Empire Strikes Back, I think that could be cool for the A New Hope version. And then Return of the Jedi, maybe they just going mouse droid. We see a few mouse droids, don't we? That would be fun. Hello there. What sets would I prefer? Prequel, original, or sequel? Right now, sequel. I'm a massive prequel fan. My favourite movie is Attack of the Clones, hence the giant slave one behind me. But I think sequel sets, we got a helmet and a ship earlier this year. I would like some sort of sequel trilogy build with minifigures just to satisfy my need for sequel trilogy sets. And then we can get some more prequel sets. Revenge of the Sith this year we haven't really got much in way of Revenge of the Sith, and what we have got, you know, Clone Wars wise especially, that Arc 170 from Clone Wars, Lego just re-released it so it works with Revenge of the Sith. I wouldn't be surprised if the Dune set gets re-released with a Revenge of the Sith droid as opposed to Plo Koon's Clone Wars droid. And original trilogy seems to be doing well for itself, doesn't it? Mando hopefully is going to come back with more sets next year, and I hope they're able to keep up Mando original trilogy and prequel. I think maybe adding sequel on top of that would worsen the quality of some of these sets. But yeah, hopefully they can keep that up, because when we originally got the Mando wave, the prequel sets seemed to almost all but disappear until they come back. So yeah, that is interesting. Do I think we'll ever get sequel sets again? Honestly, I hope. I think the helmet and the MIDI scale ship was quite a good look for this year. Lego testing the waters, seeing, all right, what do the 18 plus collectors, what do the adults think of the sequels? Bearing in mind, if you saw The Force Awakens when you were 10, you'd be 20 now. You would be, I mean, if you were 8, you'd be in that 18 plus age range. So I do think they're kind of catering to the sequel fans, but still minifigure sets would be nice. After all, Young Jedi Adventures got them. So it did get a second one. I get that that was a later series as well, but I don't think the Firehawk's been used too much recently in that. So I would like to see some sequel sets again. After all the hate the sequels still get, yes, they need to make more sets, because it's a great way to get some ships Lego hasn't made. I think there's quite a few of them. We've been quite lucky with Lego not making sequel sets, but still giving us sequel trilogy minifigures, because not only did we get Palpatine in this set, but we also, oh no, wait, Darth Rey wasn't included in this book. Is that one of the characters they left out? Oh yeah. All right, well, I can't show you the minifigure in this book because a few minifigures were missing, you know, not room for them all. But we got Darth Rey and the Falcon. In the advent calendar, we're getting Babu Frick and we're getting C-3PO. Even though they're gonna call it an Anzelon, it's Babu Frick, especially with the workshop that we're getting. So it's nice that we're still getting sequel trilogy minifigures. I feel like I'm forgetting one of the minifigures here as well. Some of them are easy to make, like a custom Ben Solo after he loses his armor. But yeah, it's a great way, and also not just a great way to sort of promote the sequels, get some ships from the movies, but also a great way for fans that still aren't sure about the sequels 10 years down the line. Still, do I like them, do I not? Because a lot of the hate online can be quite controlling to a lot of younger people. So I think having a Lego set where, oh, well, this person online doesn't like it, but the Lego set's cool, so let's get that and see what I think. I think that's a great way to go about the sequels. I really do. And I think in the next couple of years, we are going to get a few more sets. I just hope they're play sets like this new One Piece line and not any of the MIDI scale ships. Is this all the One Piece sets besides the Brickheads? I think this is all of them. So starting off, I haven't watched One Piece, and I went to watch it and realized that the Netflix version's based on the original animated show that has like 1,000 episodes. It's been running since '99. It's still running to this day, and I no longer think I'll be checking out the original One Piece, but maybe I'll give the Netflix one a look, because it has got some good reviews, even from people that have grown up with the animated show. So I don't know what any of this is, but this building from a non-One Piece point of view does look cool. This does look, it looks cool. It reminds me of the Monkey Kid Temple. I think Ninjago had a temple as well. And didn't Lego Friends have a really tall building that looked quite cool? So they're doing well with it. A few side builds here and there. 75 is, I don't know, it's a bit pricey. I think it's a bit pricey, but there's probably 75 quids of stuff there. A lot of stickers. I don't think they're printed pieces. And we also get Mr. Fantastic arms. These arms are the same ones used on Miss Incredible. So you can't remove these arms, not safely at least. They are attached to the torso, and that is all one piece. Hey, it's one piece! I got it in there. But I would have loved to have seen these on the Fantastic Four set. That being said, did the Fantastic Four set have these arms? No, it didn't. It had the giant brick legs. Yeah, I think the Fantastic Four set could have been a bit better. We've recently seen in the Oscorp Tower, completely forgot to show that off. We recently saw that pumpkin the Green Goblin is holding has a detachable flame hairpiece. This element here, the flame hairpiece, the translucent flame hairpiece, is detachable, which isn't true for Hades, any of the other previous uses. So with that piece, we should have got that for Johnny here. We should have got that flame hairpiece for Johnny, maybe a few different torsos as well. We could have got a burnt up torso for Johnny, a half invisible, maybe like a translucent arm for Susan, and then the Thing. It's clobbering time. In the original movie, not the original movies, but you know, the other popular movies, Thing was topless, so maybe like a rocked top. Maybe this suit is like the comics, and you know, these can all withstand everything thrown at them. But I think maybe it's a bit sandy. You know, Thing getting into the fights, little bits of rock grinding down. Maybe it's a bit sandy, a bit fiery, a bit invisible. And then, come on, Mr. Reed, Mr. Fantastic, had to have those long arms. Where are they? Fighting Galactus. Those little arms aren't going to reach. Look, the long arms could have then attached. I think that would have been cool. Anyway, this is available now. This isn't a pre-order. So back to One Piece. And Miss Marvel. Yes, I forgot about Miss Marvel. Yeah, that's quite a cool minifigure as well. Quite a rare one. Hello there. Jedi Temple playset would be so good. Make it buildable like the Hogwarts Castle. I think that, yeah, multiple to make a whole temple. That would be really cool. I do think that would be cool. Want more planets than ships? So Jedi Temple, Starkiller Base, etc. I would love to see that for the Master Builders. I think Master Builders definitely has, and I think the reason it works for Master Builders is we can get some more minifigures, we can get more scenery, we can get a lot of scenery around it, not just for the cantina, not just for the Endor village, but think Starkiller Base. We could have a little, and we're talking like Vader's temple size build here, or Yavin. Yavin retired last year, didn't it? I don't know if that will still be available. Maybe microfighter size ship. So we get a microfighter TIE fighter in a little hangar, and we can just get so many minifigures with it. I think that would be cool. But look at that, £269, not too far off a Master Builders size set. And we're getting a massive floating restaurant with a fish mouth. I have no idea what this is, but just like Monkey Kid, I'm drawn to this set. The creativity, it's half a ship. So I suppose if you wanted to make this whole, you could get two of them. Not for that price. That's quite an expensive 360 model. Probably better parting this out. And a nice little boat. Again, no idea what this is, but this looks like the Titanic. You know, the main body of the Titanic, and they go back to it at the end of the movie, where you've got all the tables and then the people at the bottom of the stairs. That's what this reminds me of. So if you're a fan of One Piece, all these sets, I'm sure, are really cool. I mean, the prices, again, it's an expensive theme, even more so than Star Wars, but this might be the only chance they get to make sets from One Piece, and they've gone out and included like most of the minifigures as well. My favorite minifigure is Buggy the Clown. I assume this is like some creepy villain of the show, just based on the way the Lego minifigure looks. But I just think that hat with the, yeah, that's just a cool minifigure right there. Dual molded legs, are they? Dual molded legs. Oh, and who's that? That wasn't on the minifigures. That's a brick. That's not even a minifigure. That's a 1x1 snot brick there with little hands. Huh. Okay, I'm not going to question that. Lego, is that legal? Oh, let me zoom in. Do I have to open it? Do I have to open this in a new tab to zoom in? That sword in the mouth, we all saw it. Right there. Is that a legal technique? I mean, it's not putting stress on the brick, but would that work outside a render? I'm not sure about that. Microfighter Anakin Jedi Interceptor. Yes, now we're talking. Fantastic Four needed every character to have dual molded legs. Oh yeah, they didn't have dual molded legs, didn't they? They didn't color it blue for Reed. Yeah, they should have made the arms for Reed. How about we cancel Microfighters? No. Yeah, they are the price of proper play sets. They're not really micro, are they? For that price, we should have got Plo's Astromech for sure. But yeah, they're like mechs. Is Plo's Microfighter more or less not the price of Maul's mech? That's crazy. They should be the $9.99 sets, and I do think Lego are getting onto it next year. Oh, I forgot I zoomed right in for that. I do think Lego are getting onto it next year with the Speeder, and we're seeing it in other themes as well. Bringing back $9.99 Microfighters, that's probably the way to go, with a few less smaller pieces, or more smaller pieces, less bigger pieces. But hopefully we see a few bigger sets than just Speeders, you know. Hopefully we get some Microfighters at $9.99. They're cool and they all look so good. What about an updated version of the Naboo Starfighter? That would be nice. This is my favourite One Piece set, if anyone out there was wondering, because it's a nice little hut. And honestly, nothing to do with the One Piece accessories, though that is a nice hat. Looks quite detailed, but it's just a solid wooden hut. This is something that I honestly expect to see from the Bricklink Designer Studio program platform, because maybe a brick-built base would go along with that. They tend to whack a few more pieces so they can get it up to like 50 quid. But it just looks about that size as well for the smaller of the sets. This is the last of the One Piece sets. We have Buggy the Clown again. The hat doesn't look as good here, but they've definitely got it across with the bricks. And Monkey D. Luffy, who I assume is the main character, seems to be on all the artwork and was like the front person of when Lego announced these with the cast and crew of the Netflix series. So that was quite nice. We've got some more Gabby's Aquarium, Gabby's Garden sets. No idea. And then back to Marvel with Spider-Man. Oh, isn't this a controversial set? This is interesting because I called earlier on. It might have been when these were announced. I called that next year we'd be getting a Darth Vader bust. I mean, it's just based on the fact that when Marvel gets a set, Star Wars gets it, and sometimes it's the other way around. So we might not be getting a Vader bust, but I do think we would be, because a Vader bust at around like 70 quid. It's Star Wars, let's up the price a little bit here, would be really detailed and not too dissimilar to the helmet that's come out. We've already got a Vader helmet, and then the Vader bust that we got in Comic-Con a few years ago was quite nice. And I think a Vader bust like this would be the next thing. It might even usher in the next line of helmets. Star Wars stopped helmets for a while when they brought them back with Jango and Kylo this year, which pair nicely with sets. But a Vader bust, Team Vader, I think they could pull it off. And we also, didn't we get an Iron Man bust? Did I dream that up? Iron Man somewhere around. That one might have already come out. This looks nice. The castle, I'm not going to butcher that. Neuschwanstein Castle, there you go, with the architecture line. I like the little tiles and bricks that have the window elements in them, though £240, is this worth it in part? There's a lot of pieces here. There is 3,500 pieces, but given those tree elements are on PAB, some of the smaller slopes are definitely on PAB in those colours. A lot of the white bricks could be found quite cheaply. White's quite a cheap colour from Lego. I feel like this, I mean, still 3,500. Could you imagine in Star Wars, 3,500 pieces for £240? Yes, please sign us up. But for architecture, I just feel like they're very expensive sets. I do. Lego's neglecting of X-Men, such a travesty. Yeah, X-Men 97 got us one ship and a Wolverine hand, didn't it? And that was about it. You know, someone will say you're wrong, but you feel we should get UCS Invisible Hand. I do think some more, especially after the Venator, they would pair great together, but I feel like the Venator has to retire and it has to be so many years for people to want another ship with it. So let people repair their bank accounts from the Venator and save a bit more, and then that's when Lego slide in with the Invisible Hand, because next year So this year we got a prequel and original trilogy set, after actually 2 UCS original trilogies, because we got the prequel Slave One in May, and then we're getting the UCS, where are you, ATST, and then we're getting the UCS Death Star. So we're actually getting 3 sets this year. Maybe that means, I don't think we'll get 3 sets next year. I think we'll get 2 sets, both of which likely original trilogy, unless we get a UCS Mando N1. And if we get a UCS Mando N1, I'm not sure I'll pick up a UCS Mando N1. Maybe I'll change my mind next year, but recoloring it to yellow for a Phantom Menace UCS, they might as well release them both, pair by pair, or maybe do the Mando one this year and the yellow one, or next year, and the Mando Phantom Menace recolor for 27. I think the N1 would be it'd be a beautiful UCS set. We saw the giant model when we went to that secondhand Lego and More store next to the Microfighter. I think a UCS N1 would be perfect, and if not a grey one, maybe a yellow one, but we all know it's going to be destroyed for the Razor Crest in the end. The ATST's coming out. I think this is really good. I do want to build this. I do want to get to building this. When we get the instructions, I'll see how many parts I've got, because I'm not fussed about the minifigure and the plaque. And out of the £180, I feel like this could be parted out for, what, 120? Technic is real cheap, especially in the aftermarket, because you either buy it in bulk and you're spending so much, or you're not buying it at all and going for the Lego bricks. I just want to know what this element is in here. What is this? Tell me, Lego. I do want to know. The instructions aren't out yet, are they? Oh, no. We'll have to wait for that one. But I probably will end up building this at some point live on stream. And now we're at the Star Wars sets. What do we want to see first? Captain Rex bust. Oh, that would be a good one. I keep wanting to build a Lego, but I guess a Lego pauldron really, to go with my giant clone helmet back there. And I think if Lego were to give us a UCS bust or a helmet, that would be nice. Like a UCS Vader helmet that you can actually put on for the most part. Wouldn't that be nice? Phase 1 as well. Oh, give us a Phase 1 clone trooper with it. That'll get people spending. And then release the Phase 1 clone trooper in like a Y-Wing or something. A microfighter. Or a mech. A Rex mech, but it's Phase 1. I'm printing and all. What Lego desperately needs to do is give us some more. Oh yeah, X-Men, 100%. What about a Magneto set or Juggernaut or both? Whack them both. I think a Juggernaut mech would go hard. A Juggernaut mech, or on the other hand, a Rhino mech for Spider-Man. Both of which they're made to happen. They're just made to happen. A Juggernaut mech. I mean, we do have the Juggernaut right here, not the Juggernaut that we wanted per se. Maybe this could be a Juggernaut alt build into the Juggernaut from X-Men. What about a way to get a new Lego Deadpool? Yes, Deadpool can be included in the X-Men as well as a honorary X-Men. Maybe, kind of. Deadpool's also in the MCU canon now. Oh, that was weird. It's weird. Oh, weird how their morals. Lego making another Deadpool. It's odd what Lego do make and then what they don't make. But for everything they don't make, so far I've found there's more of a reason as to why. Like with the Indiana Jones set that didn't come out, like with Jabba's Palace, it's not simply down to religion. We saw the ship, the carrier, that then got pulled down, and everyone was saying, oh, it was because it was used for war and it's a warship. And we recently found out it was actually down to the Technic just not working. It was just a broken set, and one store must have been too far ahead with production. Who knows? Maybe it was on a top shelf, collecting dust, and they were getting ready to put it out. But it's odd what Lego do and don't do, no matter what the coincidence. Yeah. What do I think about the $1,000 Death Star? 3PO not having door molded legs. You know what? If the Beach Trooper has door molded legs, I would forgive Lego, because the legs are available in a keyring. And I think if they still have a few 3POs, books. magazines. Put them out that way. So this month for the UK, we've just had, I say we've just had, I feel like we've had it for weeks now. We've had Luke, the regular X-Wing Luke, not the dual molded keyring that we got. And I'm hoping that's because next time Luke shows up, we'll get some at least printed arms or dual molded legs or something that isn't on that current minifigure that we've got. I think the same should be done for 3PO. Whack 3PO in a magazine. We've already had 3PO in a gonk. Give 3PO a mouse droid. Maybe 3PO and if they've got any R2s without back printing. Something like that. Whack them in a magazine together. We've actually got some new paper poly bags in the magazines. Usually they're this way. But for Ahsoka next month, I've seen they're flipping it around so that instead of just getting one minifigure, we can now get two minifigures, or like, I guess ships have kind of been that way already, but we can get things easier printed on the bags. And I think two minifigures would be great for the Star Wars magazine. I mean, we might as well get some exclusive minifigures. They seem to do that quite a bit. They didn't do it with the Slave one, but I'm sure the magazine... Could you imagine if the magazine gets the Kamino? Oh, not Tornway, not Lama Su, Nala Se, isn't it? Could you imagine if the magazine gets Nala Se? I think there'd actually be uproar if that one exclusive £60 minifigure. Oh, that'd be funny for Lego to do. The old Indiana Jones, yes, the sets that Lego come out with. We got a lot of them. Don't care about the 327th Legion, just want those pauldrons. Yes, the pauldrons are awesome. And I'm definitely going to be going back through my old clones and giving them all the same style pauldrons, because I think it's so much better than the one we got with Rex. So much. $45 is a lot for the pauldrons. Hopefully, I wonder if they're thin enough that we'll get a spare. We don't with material pieces, but we might get a spare with the pauldrons, which means one spare in the MTT, one spare in the battle pack. Anyone picking up those will have two spare. There's got to be someone that doesn't want them. Keep your eye out on Bricklink. Maybe even Lego will have them. That'd be lovely. Do I recommend the new Play Scout Jango Slave one? Here we go. The Boys Studio. Do I recommend it? Yes. Do I recommend it day one? It's tempting. I think the last Boba ship was like 45 quid, weren't it? Or was that just on sale? Probably worth about 60. This set parted out right now. Obviously we don't have the Kaminoan, and there's like a handful of exclusive sets, pieces in it. This set cost nearly £200 parted out. That's a slight exaggeration. It's more like £180, but still triple its retail. And that's going to go down the minute this set releases. The exclusive pieces aren't exclusive anymore. Jango's price has already dropped £20 since that video. So I guess ignore the arms, but that's what, £160, something like that. And yeah, I think this set is a really good day one pickup. It's either between this or the V19. I think the one thing that's stopping me from the V19 right now, completely honestly, the build looks amazing. 10 out of 10. I know after everyone's given up on the Juggernaut, no one cares about the Juggernaut anymore. People have started attacking this. The only thing I'll accept is those minifigures. These two minifigures here need dual molded legs. Look how odd they look. With their little grey stripe coming through, their little tan stripe, and Lego, Mr. Only the Best is good enough. There's no excuse. There is no excuse for this. I know we're very positive here on the channel. This is the one issue I have with the new minifigures. Dual molded legs need to come about. Lego's white printing is so good right now, and grey on purple isn't going to be too much of a problem. Grey's quite easy to put on everything. I suppose they might have a little bleed through, but it's expected. The dual molded legs would be very welcome, and I would be picking this up day one. I think that's what stops me picking this one up day one. Jango Fett Starship. I mean, besides the fact that I already have a bigger one, there's nothing stopping me picking this up day one. I don't think there's anything, you know, in an ideal world, maybe they make Boba exclusive, because these two are exclusive minifigures by technicality. Give Boba a Han Solo hairpiece, even if they want to recolor it black. And I think that does look quite good. I do think the reason they've given Boba black hair, so Boba's got this ninja, well, Darth Dev hairpiece because Boba runs out in the rain to get the Slave One and has like messy hair when he's in the Slave One when they're taking off. So that makes sense to me. I would have loved to get some Han hair because that's more accurate to Boba as a character, but that's an easy fix we can make. And also, I think they've gone with black because this set is for 9+. And I know you learn about it in schools. I don't think you learn about it this early on. But when it comes to cloning, hair color is one of the things that can change. So Boba having brown hair, Jango being a genetically identical person having black hair is completely fine on a biological standpoint. I hated biology. The fact I'm talking about biology right now, that was my worst subject. I preferred everything to biology, but Boba can have dark brown hair with a genetical, even a twin could have black and brown hair. That's just the way genetics works, or doesn't. But I think for kids, black hair, I can understand where Lego's coming from. Could also be an honest mistake. Maybe they didn't know. Maybe they weren't aware. Not everyone that builds a Lego set is a massive Star Wars nerd, but this Slave One is too tempting. Where are the mistakes? Come on, someone give me something that's wrong with this set so I don't pick this up day one. Ah, this is such a good set, isn't it? Yeah, I do like the Boba. I will admit, when I pick this up, my Boba is going to have his arms and legs and hair ripped off temporarily, whilst I get some of the arms from the gift with purchase, the legs from the Popcorn CMF, and Han Solo's hair to turn him into the Clone Wars version. Has to be done. And for Jango, I still don't really know, but the Kaminoan's definitely a nice addition to my collection. Yeah, the V19's also good. I love the build. It's at that perfect point between being really thin and really thick, and I don't know how to describe it, but this is one of the best looking Star Wars sets we've got this year. I really like it. I know that's not going to be a popular opinion right now with some people, but I think this set just looks so... It also looks accurate to the V19. It's not like the V19 has paper thin wings on it. Maybe ratio to the torso, they could have been a bit thin around here. That's like 1-2 bricks wide, or maybe just 5. But it does seem the bracket sticks up a little bit. Maybe that comes down, but I do think this looks so good. Turns out we were wrong. This set right here, I predicted was from like season 5 or something. I can't remember the video now. That's a video on the channel. If you did want to see how we worked out this set was going to be from season 5 before they released it. And I think this is from the Clone Wars movie. I don't think this is from the Clone Wars show. Let's scroll down to specifications and Star Wars The Clone Wars. I mean, I think it says that for all of them, but yeah, it is from the movie rather than, maybe this was a designer's interview that I saw, or maybe something they said on stream as well, but this is from the Clone Wars movie, not the series. So technically the only sets we now have from the series are Ahsoka's Eater from January and Plo's Micro from June. They took the ARC 170 away from us, and this is from the movie, but it's a great set nonetheless. I would be mistaken if I didn't speak about the best part of the minifigures, and that's not the return of Asajj's lightsabers. That's not the really cool headpiece missing the pupils, which I haven't seen anyone complain about. Only good things about Asajj not having pupils. I think the Clone Wars version has scarred us all, kept us up at night. But that clone pilot helmet, where was that when we needed 5s? You pre-ordered that. Nice arm printing as well. Yes, it is. Definitely worthy of a pre-order. Shame that this doesn't qualify us for the Kamino training facility. For those of you that aren't aware, this is back for the UCS Slave One only. But could you imagine how many of these sets we'd be picking up if the gift with purchase was back? Lightsabers, helmet, arm printing. I do think that it isn't bad. I just really wish that there were dual molded legs. Like I say, you can quote me on this. If these had dual molded legs, day one purchase. If we have a set like this next year that has those dual molded legs, day one purchase for sure. I think the only day one purchases this year were the U-Wing. I picked up the U-Wing. I really like that set. And we only really modified the cockpit for that. Like the doors we enabled to be moved back, and then the cockpit we made space for 7 minifigures, a few too many. And I think that's the only day one buy this year. Last year had quite a few good builds. The day one buy that sticks out was that Tantive board-in diorama. That was quite nice. But yeah, in terms of day one buys, I think the V19 is very close. Jango Fett Starship, had I not picked up the UCS version, I would be queuing up for this. Oh, what's the next book character? Commander Cody. Do you think we'll get Commander Cody Phase 1? Phase 1 in a book? That would be cool. Do we know the actual reason for the Temple of Doom cancellation? No. The articles that mass media has spread out is just from, funnily enough, people like me that have a community here on YouTube saying about religious reasons and that. And whilst, yes, okay, Temple of Doom does, I think it's I don't know for sure, I'm not going to say, but I do think I know what religion it goes against. But then again, we got a set released with a Nazi bomber that I think there's a religion that would have a problem with that. But yeah, we don't know the actual reason. Lego never come out and said, what don't you like about the new Ventress? Interesting. Grievous would be a great minifigure to get. I do think Grievous is overdue. Dooku's overdue. And there's a few other minifigures that we haven't got in a while. But Ventress, getting Ventress back in a set is nice because it just goes to show even Ventress, who popped up in Towels, maybe that's influenced this a little bit, but even Ventress, after too many years of the Clone Wars movie, nearly 2 decades since the Clone Wars movies come out, did not like saying that. We're still getting a Ventress minifigure, so that is really nice. Gives us hope for Grievous and Dooku, just a little bit, but it gives us hope. Can't believe that people complain about the 2019 Grievous set. Was that the Grievous Fighter? Oh, I regret not picking that set up. So many good sales, and now that set's worth like double. V19's day one purchase for you. Yeah, I can't blame you for that. There's a gap between the cockpit and the glass cover. Oh, let's have a little look. There's, I guess there is a little gap there, but I assume you probably mean at an angle. Well done, Lego. You've covered it up really, really well. Can we, no, come on, get rid of the skip button. Oh, I think that's just the internet playing up. Anyway, yeah, there's probably a few little gaps. We did have to sort out a few gaps with stickers on the UCS set of all, but usually I find that there's nothing that isn't too easily fixed. So we'll have to check out when this set comes out, and we can get the instructions at least if we can easily fix it or if that is a problem with the set. Those figures are incredible. Yes. You want a wider variety of droids. Oh, hello there. A wider variety of droids. I think we've got Commandos, B2s, B1s on the go. But B1... Oh, and the B1 pilots are returning from last year's gift with purchase. Sorry to everyone that got that gift with purchase, thinking they were going to be exclusive. I honestly thought they were. And I didn't pick up the gift with purchase anyway. But... yeah, I've seen since the market price for it has dropped from £30 to £20 since the MTT's release. I don't know if that's just a fluctuation. We'll see if it goes up afterwards, or if that is... I think long term it's still probably going to be worth about £30. Lego had it valued at 25. That's about right for a gift with purchase. Just a little over what Lego were valuing it at, just to get a bit more money back. We need so many more Clone Wars sets. That would be nice. Yeah. We do a lot of different Clone Wars sets from across the seasons because I feel like it got to a certain point, and I know we got Yoda's Starfighter from like the 6th season. Season 7 gave us barely the dual on Mandalore sets. We got an AAT, which with a droid that didn't show up, and then Maul versus Ahsoka, and I think the Fang Fighter was included in that wave as well. Not the Fang Fighter, sorry, the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet that was not too much bigger than the Fang Fighter. But yeah, I do think there's so much, isn't there, from Clone Wars. Where do we start? Commander Fordo. I didn't wait for a Commander Fordo. I Wait, did I? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I picked up a custom Commander Fordo. I have to get my clones back out again. I'm starting to forget which ones. You like the Jack-O-Lantern pickup truck? Honestly, is that... Oh, there we go. Have a little break between Star Wars. Consider this an ad break for Lego's Jack-O-Lantern pickup truck. The Jack-O-Lantern does pop off, and you can also get some things. Halloween sets are always cool. Why don't we get this for Christmas? I feel like the Elf truck was a good one. The Elf truck that still is out is a good one. But, yeah, I don't think we get this level. This is kind of the Elf truck, but this isn't the only Halloween set we've got. We've got the Altar of the Dead, which was temporarily removed when we first took a look at it, and the Halloween Reef. So, yeah, odd that it was released. We've already taken a look at the Slave one, haven't we? We'll take another look. But I'd love to see a few more sets like that for Christmas, especially in the line of Creator 3-in-1s. Creator 3-in-1s would be really cool. Have I got the Millennium Falcon? I don't have the UCS Falcon. No, I've had like the Force Awakens Falcon, the Dark Falcon, but not the UCS one yet. I've seen it. It's massive. I could probably like hang it on the wall, but I'd have to remove the shelves underneath. So I don't have the space for it right now. But that's the good thing with Lego. Like I say, building instructions right here. When I get space for the UCS Falcon, I can just part it out and have it on display because that's a mighty ship. Maybe I can build a little... Actually, isn't there a UCS Kenobi Delta? That already exists, so I can go back and build that. It's like the size of the Slave One Starfighter, but here's the MTT we've been talking about. We do get 3 Commandos in a more accurate grey than brown, and then 6 battle droids. Could have been 8, but we got 6, and a pilot, which is the exact same version from the gift with purchase. I think Ayla and Bly, as well as the Commandos, are going to be the big grab for minifigures in this set. They're the ones everyone's going to be eyeing up, probably buying this set for. So at £140, if you do just want these minifigures to display and you're going to, like me, buy a Lego set and part it out and not sell it on, maybe your best bet is to wait and see how much these are. I can't remember how much Ayla Secura. I've got a video coming out tomorrow, sneak peek for all yous in the stream, as always, giving you a sneak peek, that includes this book, and we value all the minifigures that I don't have to see, just to make a note of what I still need to get in my collection. Ayla Secura's in here, and I don't think the figure was too bad compared to Luminara. Very expensive Luminara is, so keep an eye out for these. I'm sure the Commando droids are going to be like £5 afterwards, despite the fact they're exclusive to a £140 set, $160. But the MTT is a great build, few exclusive pieces in that, and I really hope that dish is printed. It's got to be. It's got to be. I haven't seen any reviews for this because I'm excited for these sets. Can't wait to experience building them for the first time. Let's have a look. Have a look what chat's saying. The Tartakovsky Clone Wars specifically. Yes, Fordo and the gang. I think a gunship based on the Tartakovsky Clone Wars would go so hard. I'd want a Dirge. I'm not sure I'd want maybe a Dirge mech. How do we feel about that? A Dirge mech, and then like the Clone Wars, maybe. I feel like Anakin is very similar to the Anakin in Attack of the Clones. Kenobi's very different, and we can get a few other Jedi in that. But I think Kenobi and Dirge, and then just a bunch of clones. Like no battle droids whatsoever. Save that for a battle pack. Just go all in on the clones. Give us Fordo, give us some like ARC Troopers. Yes, get us a load of different clones just to fill the gunship. Harry Potter sets are lacking. They are. Are there any Harry Potter sets in August? Does Harry Potter have any sets coming out? Oh wait, have I lost? Oh no, I've lost one of the wish lists. Oh no, which one was it? There we go. This is the one. No. Is there no Harry Potter sets? Are they saving them for September? Because September is back to school in Hogwarts, but I feel like they'd have been announced already. We'll have to have a little look. I don't think I've heard of any of them. But the MTT is a great pickup, yeah, definitely. The MTT so well done, but so overpriced and small. I think the fact that this is slightly shorter than the Juggernaut has definitely surprised a few people. Going into it, I said when we first saw the images that it's like 2-3 studs smaller, and I think it's 1-2 studs shorter, and that's including the blasters, but not including the droid bit coming out. But it does seem to be a bit thicker as well. That base is probably like the width of the wheels on the Juggernaut, or the turbo tank. So it's interesting how compact it is, but it's filled up a lot more. The bottom here, we get the interior of the droids. The top gets removed for the pilot, just like our custom MTT microfighter. I think the droid's sitting down, not standing. A little bit behind the droid as well. And then there we go, the entire back opens up. Unlike the Juggernaut, no wasted space here. And it does seem, because these are on hinges at the front just there, you could probably remove the front sides. This might keep it pegged in a little bit, so you might have to remove this turret, and then you could remove the front side as well. Just if you did want to squeeze the odd little droid in there, I feel like you could get a little bit more than what LEGO have made room for. And they are the most intricate they've ever been. This MTT would not have come out years ago, let alone, you know, a decade or so ago. Really liking the MTT. I'll definitely be picking that up. Every single year we focus on one set. Last year was the Ghost, and I managed to pick that up for quite cheap. I think the Battle of Felucia MTT might be the set this year. This might be the big set that I pick up this year, though I don't think I'll be doing it over the summer. I don't think there's any big sets that I'm waiting on. So I've got my eye. As soon as this hits a sale, I'll be snatching it up, that's for sure. Getting ready to build it. This seems to be a bit expensive, but I do think with a new cockpit piece and just all the speeders and everything we get with this, I'm happy it's £45 and they haven't just seen, oh, 3 minifigures, what's that, £60? Slap the 60 on it. They just called it a day. Oh, there'd be uproar of that. The droids are bricks in your eyes. They do count as pieces. Yeah, I guess they don't include, if they don't count as minifigures, that MTT coming with 2 figures is obscene. Maybe 2 clone troopers could have lessened the blow, and also would have meant people picking up that set don't need to pick up the battle pack for the clone troopers. That was very cheekily done. If we're to get a Geonosis arena, would you prefer the creatures molded or brick built? Brick built. I found out a few weeks ago that they've already done one of the creatures brick built for a magazine. It's a very small build, but it's nowhere near minifigure scale. I'd want them a bit bigger than that. But it's nice to see they have already done the green one brick built. But definitely a Geonosis Arena Master Builders series. I picked up the Cantina Day one. I pre-ordered that, and I think I'd probably be pre-ordering the Geonosis Arena, especially if it came with another gift with purchase, just like that one. I think that'd be quite nice to have. The gap was on the Slave 1. Okay, let's have a quick look at that. The gap, oh yeah, just down at the bottom there. It's not the whole way around, but I wonder if that is a gap, or I assume you've seen a review, so that is likely a gap. Oh yeah, tiny gap because of the different angle. It's a bit bigger at the bottom, but it also looks to be built out a bit more at the bottom. Like this slope goes out a bit further, so the gap isn't visible unless you're looking at it at the wrong angle. So they've tried to cover it up. Just not done a perfect job, but that's what LEGO get for being so detailed. They're going to have little gaps here and there. Force Burner's quite good. This is the only set we've got for Rebuild the Galaxy Season 2 at the minute. I quite like this Snowspeeder, and I just hope we get a non-yellow cockpit. I'm not a fan of these yellow cockpits. They are they accurate to a Snowspeeder? Should we have a little look? That's not Snow White, Snowspeeder. Come on, Google, don't show us any Snowspeeder crashes. They're clear with grey, maybe even a dark brown or translucent black. I think both would work. You can see in the movie here, they are clear cockpits. So no doubt LEGO would release them as trans black and then re-release them later on. I think if they could remodel this cockpit, I'd love to use it for an actual snowspeeder. And this one works as a burnt up mock as well. The cockpit piece for the snowspeeder is perfect for a sand speeder as well. Yes, anyone remember the Lego sand speeder? What is the sand speeder from? Because I don't remember what piece of content it's actually from, but this is the sand speeder here. It uses the old cockpit. The new cockpit has, it's so much better, isn't it? It's so much better than this one. And I think this was a fairly overpriced set at the time. I don't remember how much this went for, but it's going for a lot more now. So anyone that picked that up, bet they're happy with it, spending that little bit more. The Ash and Flash, if anyone is interested in seeing the Slave 1 gap in the cockpit, Ash and Flash's review does show it off. So there you go. Onto the Juggernaut. We've already built this and spoken about this. Same with the Battle Pack, actually. I think for the pair of them, not only do they pair up decent, maybe the wrong Clone Troopers, buy enough Battle Packs you can man it, but the Juggernaut needs a Battle Pack. Nova Corps Troopers need a Battle Pack, and the fact that this is, Star Wars fans still very much operate on 800 pieces. Oh, that's like, what, 80 quid, maybe 100 quid, just over 100 quid. The fact that it's 140 for those pieces, I think it's going to deter a lot of people. The pieces are quite big. Look at the, what, like 36 by 6 plates that we get in this set. This isn't a creative box. This is a Lego Star Wars set. But we get like a battle pack's worth of Clone Troopers and a battle pack worth of villains, because Ki-Adi-Mundi is not a hero in this set. Definitely one of the villains. After what he did to Ahsoka, never forgetting that, but we need a Galactic Marine battle pack. Yes, we will go and demand it from Lego. Lego headquarters, we will march for a Galactic Marine battle pack. I tell you what, I love the Galactic Marines. Yes, I guess I am a fan of the Galactic Marines, but I wouldn't consider myself a massive fan of the Galactic Marines. Like when it comes to Clone Legions I want to build, there's more rare ones like the Doom Squadron. I'd love an army of them so I can recreate the hallway scene, Tiplar Tipley. That would be amazing. I don't know if I'd want a whole load of Nova Corps Troopers. I just want a battle pack with 4 of these guys, maybe even 3 and a few droids, and the tank from my Gito. The AT, you know the one that I'm talking about, the one that we would have preferred instead of the Juggernaut. I think this would have been better as an Endor. No, the Wookiee. Kashyyyk, not Endor, Kashyyyk battle pack. Kashyyyk Order 66 playset. Endor on the brain now with the Death Star, but yeah, I would have loved this to have been Kashyyyk, Gree, Jek, some regular troopers, maybe 2 of them, Gree, Jek, and 2 troopers. Jek could have been up here. Give us 3 B1 battle droids, maybe, not even Yoda. I feel like Yoda's in the Starfighter. We don't really need a Yoda. The annual also came with Yoda this year. So maybe just a Wookiee, a regular Wookiee, or Chewbacca with arm printing. I would love a Chewbacca with arm printing, or a Wookiee with arm printing that we then reuse for Chewbacca in the next set. That would be cool. That we get enough Chewbaccas for it. And I would just love a Nova Corps battle pack. Captain Enoch. I have a Captain Enoch minifigure. Ooh, where's Enoch? You know what? I don't know what I've done with my Captain Enoch. I have a custom Captain Enoch, and yes, if Enoch the next piece of media Enoch shows up in, don't care if it's 1 scene or 5, we need an Enoch minifigure with that year's Lego sets. I think that would be cool. That would be. Talking to Doom, Lego Doctor Doom, none yet, but I think it's because Doom is going to show up as like a little post-credit scene in the movie. I don't know, I haven't seen it. Not spoilers, just pure thoughts here. And I think Doom's going to show up, and that's going to build up to Marvel, where then he's more of a main villain and doesn't have to take the backseat to Galactus. So I think that's when we'll get a Lego Doctor Doom. So I should say not yet. Not yet. No Doom in this Marvel wave, but maybe soon. What's my dream set? Yours personally is either a playset, Scout, or UCS Invisible Hand. I think right now my dream set, I have a few that I'd like to see, right? With next year's sets, we know we're getting a little Mando Speeder for £9. I'd love to see Lego's take on a minifigure scale Luke Land Speeder, Just give us Luke. Maybe make it a microfighter scale set, but that is minifigure scale for a land speeder. So give us a Luke land speeder again. Yes, I'm asking for it this time. And then give us a Luke with dual molded legs. Tan boots. Mold them. Lego can do it now. They gave us so many printed boots. Give us tan boots. And then I can reuse it for my custom Padme as well. Because those Farm Boy Luke legs don't look right on a Geonosis minifigure. And then, yeah, we've got a few people wanting that UCS invisible hand. That'd be a cool one for Lego. I mean, there's enough people asking for it. I'm sure Lego are working on it. I'm sure after the Venator, they probably had a few thoughts. It definitely made a bullet point. And then also a battle pack for these Nova Corps troopers. I would like, in terms of UCS and playsets, a UCS Naboo fighter, even if it is the Mando version, that would be awesome. And for a playset, that Tartakovsky gunship, fresh in the mind, I would love that all in one wave. Day one, my Lego bag. I'd probably need more than one Lego bag. They would be full to the brim of all these sets. Could you imagine? Could you imagine the gift with purchase with them? It'd have to be like the Force Ghost on the little Endor balcony bit. That's the only gift with purchase that can top the actual sets at that point. And then Lego Star Wars all down the hill from then. That's the peak. UCS Ahsoka Starfighter. That would be cool. We haven't got an Eater. A UCS Eater would be good. I think a UCS Turbo Tank would be quite nice, because even though the Juggernaut, which is just off camera, I think the Juggernaut was 160 to scale, 1 to 160 scale, which is tiny. But the Juggernaut is massive compared to the Turbo Tank. That's like half the size of the Turbo Tank minifigure scale. The Turbo Tank's tiny minifigure scale. That's the one that's seen in Bad Batch and in a few other media. I think the one in Battlefront 2 is a Turbo Tank as well. The Juggernaut is massive. Turbo Tank's also in Rogue One, if I'm correct. Maybe a few of these are Juggernauts. I get them confused. But the Juggernaut is massive. It's, that must make it like 80 times bigger than the Turbo Tank, something like that. I know the Turbo Tank's meant to be the size of the wheel, something like that. And that just shows how big the ship is. Maybe not 80 times, maybe my scaling is a bit off. But it's massive. It is massive. At least 20 times as big. Yeah, so the Turbo Tank is a much smaller model. The Juggernaut is massive, massive. You might have seen the minifigure scale Juggernaut. I've seen the odd image of the minifigure scale Juggernaut going around recently. And that's probably true for a minifigure scale. Whereas the new one's like half the size of the Turbo Tank to scale. So maybe I'm adding a 0. Maybe it's only 4 times bigger and not 40 times. But it's something in that ballpark. So disappointed they didn't include a Wat Tambor in the MTT. Oh, that would have been a good minifigure. Yeah, I've seen a few people in chat and over on the community. If you want to share your images of custom minifigures, especially Lego Star Wars, but any Lego minifigure, share them over in the community page on the channel. Head to the page and you'll see a visit community if you're on a mobile device. We don't have access to it on a computer yet. So go check that out and share all your custom minifigures over there. I look forward to seeing them. But I have made a Wat Tambor, which is pretty decent. And I think Lego would just make it so much better. They'd have a custom neck piece. They'd have like some sort of printed head for him. Yeah, that would be. As long as they don't include it with that torso overlay thing for his machine, I think it would be a great minifigure. Starkiller UCS. Could you imagine? I think a Starkiller is definitely more of a Master Builders. But it is a ship. Death Star. Death Star is a ship. That got a UCS. Starkiller, maybe. I think Master Builders works in like a defense on half. A little bit better than that, please, but a defense on half UCS or Master Builders set. Maybe Starkiller could be held more together like Cloud City. And Starkiller base is it's got like the giant, it's a bit broken, but the main body of Starkiller base, and then you've got the tower coming up. I think the Starkiller UCS could work like the Cloud City one. And a Dreadnought would be awesome. Other than this, I think this is all Star Wars done. We have a few little plants here and there, which I do think plants for what they are a little pricey, aren't they? £60 for the hibiscus. I can't help but think that is a little pricey. I mean, there's a lot of big pieces involved here. Don't they look good? They are really, really good sets. And I like the different stages of development. You've got a few buds on here. Not as good as the arcade. The arcade's the good one. Definitely see them messing it up. Yeah, it's a very fine line, isn't it? With Lego hitting the nail on the head. And as soon as one thing is done funny or not done the way it's expected, it's not always they've done it wrong, it's just not done the way it's expected. I think everyone pulls on the other side of that. Yeah, they got a MIDI scale. They do have their MIDI scale invisible hand, but I think MIDI scale is a different audience. UCS and MIDI scale are a very different audience. And there's going to be some fans like you and me that don't collect well, maybe some of you do collect every UCS set. Maybe you just like looking at some of the cheaper sets from time to time. But maybe you're only picking up one or two that really spark your interest and aren't buying them all. And I think that's where Lego, that's the hard part for Lego. Trying to please us fans rather than the ones that will just pick it up because it says UCS on the box. Also, UCS on the box, it says Ultimate Collector's Series. I think that works for the series of sets, but on the box, I think it should say Ultimate Collector's Set. That's an Ultimate Collector set, which is part of the Ultimate Collector series. And I know it sounds confusing. It's just like the pick and build in stores, pick a brick online. Build a minifigure online, build a mini in stores. They're not build a minifigure stations, they're build a mini. That's what BAM stands for. So Lego has its confusing acronyms, SNOT, LAN and all that. I think UCS, people are going to say UCS, the exact same thing. But an Ultimate Collector's set, which is one of them, is a little different to an Ultimate Collector's series. That's a nitpick I've got with the UCS on the box. But yeah, I think we've already looked at this arcade as well. Got a few different references from other games and the likes, as well as they could do without having to pay anyone for it. And I would have liked to have seen this perhaps as a 3-in-1. I understand the arcade's probably using a few rare pieces, but if you could rebuild that into actual things from popular arcade games that wouldn't get Lego copyrighted, that would have been awesome. A tiny little one. As far as other sets, we did have the Spider-Man 2 subway train mentioned. Oh, there you go. DC fans, you've got a Batgirl keyring. And the funny thing is, Batgirl come in a magazine for like $4.50 not too many months ago. So that's more expensive than the magazine with the actual minifigure. Hulk isn't too bad. Dual molded legs if you don't already have a Hulk with dual molded legs. I might not have a Hulk with dual molded legs. I'll have to check that out. $4.99 isn't too bad. Probably about what the legs go for when you work out delivery. Have I seen the Wallace and Gromit set got approved in Ideas? No. No, I haven't. I'll have to check that out. That's cool. The retro telephone has been waiting for a while as well. A lot of these Creator 3-in-1s, these sort of builds, not the big grand ones, but a lot of the little ones have been coming close to clearance, retiring. I've seen a lot of these on clearance that only came out in January, March time. So I don't know what the turnaround is on these, but you know, coming out August 1st, this set could be retired by Christmas. It's crazy how quickly some of the sets, obviously Lego.com will still have it, but if they're exclusive to stores, you can just mess it up. This is a good display piece. This is a display piece. Got some play functionality to it, but look at all those Technic bricks in the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, there's not an odd amount. Is there an odd amount of bricks in the side? Oh, that would bug me. Because what I'm thinking here is the grey bricks are always on the pick and build in stores. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they only come in 1x2s. So you're going to have one of them left in. You can't replace them all. And Lego have done this so that the windows are overlapping on bricks. It's done quite smart. So that's an easy replacement there. This one's a bit harder to replace. Yeah, these odd ones are a bit harder to replace. Maybe you just turn them on their sides. If you're really bugged about it, give a bit of wear and tear to the train. But the minifigures included as well. You have J. Jonah Jameson, you have Aunt May, you have Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker, and you also have Doc Ock. I think this is a 10 out of 10 set. £45, 4 minifigures, a whole train carriage. Well, it's the front of the train really, isn't it? I wonder if you get a little driver's seat. There must be something in there. And you can also pop it off, store the minifigures on the inside. And I suppose this works with any of your other trains. I think it's got a different connection to a lot of the magnetic ones, but that seems to be the connection used in the Harry Potter trains. And I have to assume the city ones, the Arctic Explorer. Look at those figs. Look, it's an exclusive Spider-Man. What? I didn't even notice that. With a torn suit. Oh, that's good. That is good. It'd be a bit creepy when someone's just holding a head with the Spider-Man mask on it. You can disconnect the wheels and add extra lives that make it spin. Oh, wow. So you can use this on an actual track. That's awesome to see. A little bit of promotion for the Builder app there as well. That's cool. That's cool. The fact that it can be solid if you are displaying it and don't want it to roll away, or you can have bits that spin. And I assume you could probably, if you are worried about it rolling off a shelf, you could probably rotate 90 degrees. It might not look as good, but it would stop the train from rolling anywhere. Or stick it on a rubber mat. That might also help. Or make it slide off quicker. What's my favourite creator set that I've ever had? Or I've had the dinosaurs. That was a good one. The dragon as well. I enjoyed the dragon. What other creator sets have I had? I think this creator gift with purchase was a good one. I'm going to break it down after this stream. But this recent gift with purchase, which is the Ferris wheel with the fireworks on it, I think this is pretty fun. Just because of that spinning mechanism. But honestly, I'd say the dinosaurs. And of the Dinosaur 3 build, the small one, it's the Triceratops. We gave the Triceratops a little mouth in the video for that one, and it improved it so much. It really did. I mean, there's not much to improve. It's a great set, but it really just improved it that extra little bit. Another Batmobile. I'm not going to take a closer look at any of these larger builds unless you want a specific one in chat. Let me know. There's a Ferrari, a Bronco, and the Excavator. Maybe we'll take a little look at that. And also the Lamborghini just down behind me. There you go, Lamborghini. There's another Star Wars set. I forgot about this. I forgot about K2SO on a track and table. If I was to get rid of one theme forever, which would it be and why? Is this theme able to be brought back? If so, DC. I'm going to cut the DC theme. They can go rethink it and then come out with other sets that aren't Batman. The Superman mech was cool, but then the movie come out and no Luthor Tower, none of that. And then Quinjet's lined up for the next one, yes, of course. And then maybe the Friends theme, because I do quite like some of the builds from Friends, but I'm not a Mini Dolls fan, and I do think the fact that they are Mini Dolls rather than Lego minifigures does deter me just a little bit. So come on, Ninja. Oh, I'm just having a little look through all of the activities on Lego Ideas, and wow, there's a lot of them. What was it? Wallace and Gromit. But yeah, I think Friends, it kind of feels like a cop-out answer. Let me think of another theme. It wouldn't be Creator. I think I'd prioritize Creator, Star Wars, and then Minecraft, because that's a good one. So if I could save three, they're the three. Marvel isn't bad. Harry Potter. I don't know. Maybe. I think Friends. What was the other one that I said? I forgot it already. Get rid of completely is a tricky one. Because City, I can't get rid of that. Ninja. Oh, I'll tell you what, Monkey Kid. Only because I do believe Monkey Kid would just be absorbed into Ninjago. I think that would be definitely the case, isn't it? The Wallace and Gromit Ideas set, there's two that have popped up. One with figures and one that's just a big built Wallace and Gromit. Actually, there's quite a few on Ideas. The minifigure one is the Rocket. And the Rocket looks quite cool. Yeah, there you go. That's final. K2SO here, £80 is as good as 3PO. I think it's a solid buildable character. They got the minifigure in there for those that didn't want to pick up the U-Wing or any of the other Rogue One sets that came with K2SO. But this looks nice. My only gripe is it's a backpack away from being a Fallen Order set. And I do think it's K2SO, but the K2SO security droids, I think they were KX security droids, weren't they, in Fallen Order? I do think that also would have been really cool. And then we could have got the Cal Kestis minifigure here and another one of us. Well, we already got Cal Kestis. Maybe we could have got like an Inquisitor. Maybe they would have given us K2SO anyway with a little backpack. It's the same size as 3PO. Oh, yeah, the Wallace and Gromit one is the both of them in the bike. Is that the one that's just hit? Hold on, this comes from lego.com. Oh, no, it redirects to ideas. Okie dokes. Selections announced. Head over to the build section to see who won. Oh, this was the 90s throwback. So this is being made a set. I thought this hit 10K. Oh, nice. Oh, lovely. And the second place was Mr. Bean on the card. This is the problem I have. So they're clearly going to make Wallace and Gromit. There's going to be no problems with that. And if only they got it in time for the movie that just come out. That was quite fun. A few of the Forrest Gump, The Mighty Ducks, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer also came quite high. But they could add instructions to the rest of these and just put them online and maybe lock them behind a paywall. I don't think Lego would. But the fact that you can't share instructions because Lego own these sets once you submit them to Ideas, I think is a downside. That's why I stopped using Ideas. I stopped putting my designs on there because everyone was asking for instructions and you're not allowed to share instructions. People do. Okay, and I'm not going to call out names here. I think if they can get away with it, that's cool. But I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't. But I'd love to get instructions for Mr. Bean's car. That one looks quite cool. That's a good one. But I can't wait to see how the set looks. K2SO, yes, is to scale with 3PO and R2D2 and Chewbacca and maybe the new BB-8. I feel like BB-8 sort of 2/3 of R2D2, but because that's what, £60. So maybe BB-8's going to be a little bigger than that. We've also got, I feel like there's a buildable character I'm missing. Chopper, also Chopper scales. You can fit a Lego passport in the Forrest Gump set. Oh, nice. That'd be a nice protector. You bring that to the Lego store with you. I did say, before we get into that the next one up would be the Avengers Age of Ultron Quinjet. Look at the figures here. We have the Avenger that was missing from the Marvel logo. We get a look up. There we go. There's a lineup. We get the Avenger missing from the Marvel lineup. Oh, that's a nice outfit for Hawkeye. I don't think we've seen leg printing for that costume. These are all from Age of Ultron. And they seem to be accurate enough. The last Ultron minifigure we got was from the comics with the blue, wasn't it? And oh no, that was the last. It's a similar minifigure to this, but different face design. Maybe this is the comics design with a red light instead of a blue. Not too sure where the comics fall with this, but either way, the Ultron minifigure looks really cool. Don't think any of these need dual molded legs. I don't think Iron Man would look good with dark red and gold dual molded legs. That'd be fun to see. It would be fun to see. And underneath the Iron Man head, or underneath the helmet, do we have a Tony Stark headpiece? Is it the same one they're still using? I've only got a piece from like 10-15 years ago for Iron Man. Probably had a few updates. You did get leg printing for Hawkeye in an Age of Ultron set like a decade ago. Okay, so it's nice to be seeing another leg printed minifigure. And Black Widow's losing the arm printing, which is interesting because Black Widow had arm printing in quite a cheap set that I picked up. So it's interesting that they dropped that, but maybe the arm printing was very specific. Maybe, I don't really know. Odd that they dropped the arm printing. I haven't seen that before because they've got the capabilities of doing it. It's an extra step. They're not getting any cliches unless because injection molds are a bit different. They keep for like 5 to 10 years and then they bury them. Unless Lego get rid of their pad printing cliches a lot quicker. The cliches are the actual, like usually laser engraved sheet that picks up the ink. They have to be very finely done. It actually costs a lot. I had a little look, see if I could, make my own pad printer and get the cliches off somewhere. They cost like 1 to 200 per cliche if you just want them for personal use. I'm sure there's someone that does them for cheaper, but you know, professional grade, 1 to 200 pound per cliche. So if they threw that away for Black Widow, I can see them not bringing it back. But if we ever get Black Widow arm printing again, I feel like that's a missed opportunity. Not an exclusive face. Oh, yeah, isn't that Hawkeye face the same one we get for our Imperial like officers and that for Star Wars? That looks very similar. I wouldn't be surprised if Black Widow's kind of the same with the face. I feel like that's been used. And that hairpiece. Surely there's a better hairpiece for a Black Widow minifigure than that. Maybe they can make it out of rubber. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this hairpiece for Spider-Woman, for Black Widow, for Batwoman, for anyone with long ginger hair. Surely there's a better hairpiece. Got one in a magazine once with arm printing. Probably the same minifigure. So I'm surprised they dropped the arm print in here. But Pietro does look nice. Nice to get Pietro in a set, because last time we got Wanda, I think she was alone and didn't come with him. So these two minifigures on the right are great if you're picking up the Quinjet. And the Quinjet itself also, we've spent a long time looking at the minifigures. It looks so sleek at the front. There was a similar set from the first Avengers that I almost picked up alongside all the Guardians of the Galaxy ships that have been like this, but it was quite bulky at the front. This one's a lot sleeker, definitely hinges at work in here. Can't all just be these slopes. Surely there's something. And for an interior, I don't suppose there's too much. Maybe there's a section at the back. The wings fold up real nicely, but we've got the cockpit that fits 1, 2, 3, 4 minifigures. 1, 2, 3, 4. That adds up. And any space in the back. Oh, look! There's not just space for a minifigure. There's space for a minifigure on a motorcycle next to the weapons rack. What? That's... Okay, that's pretty cool. Does it have a ramp at the back that the bike can escape out of? It does! It does right there. Look at that. That's the ramp that I was looking for. 110 pounds. It's cheaper than the last one. I think the last one was 120. Unless I'm confusing that for one of the Guardians. I think the Guardians, though, were like 150 odd. 110. Oh, this is tempting, and it shouldn't be. If I didn't have the UCS Slave 1, I'd definitely make room for this. I tell you what, though, if Lego keeps making sets like this, I'm gonna move for more space and need to move again because I've filled that space with these sets. You love a Master Builder Series Oscorp Tower. Yes, we do have a little look at an we've looked at Oscorp Tower, haven't we? Yeah, it would be called Master Builder Series, but I like the new modular builds. This one's only 8 studs, 6 studs wide. And they're in the region from 6 to 16. I think Arkham is on a 32 by 32, but it's a corner build. So they're in the region of 6 to 16 for the buildings, and it makes more of a realistic, you know, some buildings out like this, then you have buildings that are back a bit, then they come out and then they go real back. It makes for a realistic city, I guess, a realistic row of buildings. Not all of them are going to be flat. You'll have some that line up, some that don't. And Peter Parker's apartment goes really nicely between the corner shop with Miles Morales and the Oscorp Tower. It's going to cost you quite a bit. I think for a, 16 by 12 little modular block with quite a few minifigures, but we've only got Mary Jane and the Hobgoblin. Again, with that hair element, I'm going to be picking that up off of Lego.com if they make that available. But Anti-Venom and Spider-Man are available in a mech. Again, no door molded legs. And that's like 15 quid, 17.99, 18 quid. We'll say 20 quid. So then the other £25 is for these two minifigures. We'll include that as the mech. It's a bit smaller, but you know what I'm getting at. 2 minifigures and this one block for 20 quid. I feel like Creator would do a better job with it. Again, might be the licensing fees. I don't know if Hobgoblin's owned by Marvel or what they had to do. And that's a new colour of cape. Did we make an orange one? I don't think anyone in Star Wars has an orange cape, I'll be honest. Maybe we didn't. With the hood from Moon Knight repurposed. Oh, we've used that as Ahsoka's hood. But that's quite cool. The Fantastic Four Tower. Is that the name of the Fantastic Four Tower? Fantastic Four Tower would be cool. Galactus is sort of a builder. It reminds me of Certus. Certus is awkward because I really wanted to pick that up, but it hasn't sold well enough to be on a sale. And I think £25 a bit much. I feel like Galactus might be in a similar boat. And if it doesn't sell it well enough, not only will it be harder to pick it up for a reduced price later on, unless it goes into clearance, hoping that for Certa, but also we probably won't get any more Fantastic Four sets. That being said, that'd be perfect in the Oscorp Tower. Let's take another little look at that. So this is also coming out August the 1st. Oh, you see the Arkham Asylum right there real quick. £120. And I feel like something like this, but, you know, a little building down here and that piece there goes on top. Get some height to the Fantastic Four Tower. And I think that would work really well. But this with a corner shop with the apartments, Spider-Man fans have got a load of good sets. DC isn't too bad. I like the story behind this. I don't know if anyone's seen the story behind this or how they put the set together. Yeah. Hello there, George. We have looked at the Star Wars sets. We just got past K2SO that I completely forgot was coming out August 1st. But they built this set with scissors, or should I say like wire cutters, scissors, a marker, glue. They were doing all sorts to these Lego bricks. So many illegal building techniques. And as soon as that interview went out, they do it for every single set. And I feel like a lot of us Lego fans that look into designer interviews and read all the text know about it. But as soon as the media and like a few popular creators here on YouTube and a few different news outlets got their hands on that, that's all the articles were for the next couple of days. But yeah, Lego designers do really mismatch sets. And it's the exact same I do when I'm making custom pieces for my mocks or anything like that. I just tend to do it digitally so I'm not burning through bricks. You know, they're more expensive to me than they are for Lego. So I tend to do all my deconstructing and breaking bricks on a computer. And that's how we come up with like the Palpatine Sentry from Battlefront 2 and different ones like that. The Fantastic Four movie was fantastic. I definitely have to go watch it at some point. The Arkham Asylum set got revealed by Minecraft Pictures. I'm imagining, I followed Cheesy Studios' Minecraft world, which was amazing, by the way. And he built everything in Minecraft. It doesn't look the same. Lego looks so bad. It's more detailed and everything. Could you imagine like the Death Star leaking as like this 8-block tall building and it's just all very squared? That's what I'm imagining. Oh, I find it funny how leakers try to find ways around leaking Lego sets. So they build it in Minecraft, they draw it. It's still illegal. It is still illegal to leak that information. How they do it isn't the problem. It's what they're leaking that's the problem. And Lego's smart. Lego has been chopping down leakers like things that get chopped down. You know what I mean. But how they're finding ways to try and leak sets are, yeah, they're funny. Yeah, Lego, I suppose Lego can't take down the content, but they can definitely fire sue and take legal action with a person leaking the information. Lego only give this out to so many people at a time. So at some point it will be hard for them to track it down. But early on, they got to be careful. They got to be careful with the information they give out. The Thunderbolts movie was good. I did see that in cinemas. And we didn't get any sets on that. This Batman minifigure, by the way, is quite cool. Even though it's just torso printing, simple, effective, really like that. This car, I'm still eyeing it up. I'm not going to pick it up August 1st because Speed Champions are like Lego Star Wars sets. They're £23 on release, but before you know it, they're 15 quid. So as soon as this one hits 15 quid, I'll be picking this up. It's green. That's my colour. Green is my colour. I actually prefer this on-screen green to the shirt I'm wearing. It's a nice green, don't get me wrong. But that's a nicer green. And yeah, I've definitely put my Sig Fig in there. This would be the first Speed Champion set I actually pick up. I also think, however they've done the bonnet for these two little bits that stick out. Oh, there's so many ways they could do that. But the fact that the tiles then overlap, it's probably clipped. They're probably the road signs clipped in, but I'll be intrigued to find that out. This I'm going to be getting alongside one of the Mattel cars as well. I'd love to do a comparison on them. I think Mattel are really quaking Lego when it comes to Speed Champions. Oh, are these the hands we saw earlier? Right, earlier we were taking a look at a one-piece set. And which one? It came with a little character that it didn't advertise on the tin. I think it was Buggy the Clown. This little guy down here, yes. This little guy down here has some hands. They look a bit too thick. They look like the ends of spanners. But there's got to be a similar piece in here, because unless they're just 1x1 clips, but you see the bar sticking out. Definitely got to be similar pieces down there. That's a cool angle for a car. I think that could have been the very first one. That would make me click on it a bit faster, and a little sticker underneath there. I just really like this car, I'll be honest. It's a really nice car. Definitely waiting for a sale though. No minifigures in Mattel sets as well, but I feel like the City minifigures I tend to part out for pieces. I do keep quite a few of them, and I did used to have a City. I've got enough minifigures to give them cars. I wonder though if that means the Mattel sets won't fit minifigures. That will be interesting, because Lego sets don't have proper doors. The Mattel sets do have working doors on hinges. So I wonder if, let me see if I can get up the car that I'm looking at. But I wonder if they'll fit minifigures inside. I think they probably will. It'll be smart too, because then they're catering to the Lego audience as well. All right, this is the one. Let's get, I don't think they're on sale till September 1st. Yeah, September 1st, but they are £1 cheaper than the Lego sets. All right, this is the one that I'm looking to pick up. There we go. The 68 Camaro. This is the one, not this one, not this. I don't even know what that is, but this car right here, it's got a door that opens, a few different custom pieces, and it looks like it would fit one minifigure. But it also looks 6 studs wide. Now that I'm looking at it, no thank you, it looks 6 studs wide. Can you see that with a 1, 2, that would have to be 3 studs. I don't know if that's 3 studs. I'll have to see this when I pick it up. I'm going to pick it up nonetheless. It's got metal hubcaps. It's got the Hot Wheels toy car. But maybe Lego don't have to worry as much as I think. Either way, I think both of these are going to look great together. Hopefully this doesn't get me addicted to the Speed Champions. That one looks like a Mustang. Yeah, I'm not too knowledgeable when it comes to cars. The pink S2000, is that the Fast and Furious one? That one does look cool. The logo, the Batman logo, does it spin with the wheels or stay put? We should be able to see it based on... Oh, that's over the wheels. I don't actually know, because the wheels could have Technic pins in them. Let's see if we can get an image of it being built. Okay, so if you see in this image, they're all lined up perfectly, but they're printed pieces. They're printed pieces, and if these were connected by axles so that they turned without the wheels, I thought I dropped that in water then, they would be either perfectly straight or at a slight angle. In this image, you can see they're at that 45-degree angle. So they turn with the wheels. I think that's quite all right, but is that accurate to the source material? Are they meant to turn with the wheels? I don't know. I don't know about that. Yeah, maybe not. Anyway, on to our final August sets. And I do want to take a sneak peek at the September and October sets that we've got today, because there are a few other ones that we have. Kind of unrelated, making a Battle Droid prison and can't decide to do for the rooms. Any ideas? Oh, I'll throw this open to chat as well. Any ideas for a Battle Droid prison? I feel like having one Battle Droid with like a mop to reference the cleaner on with the Twi'leks. What planet's that? I can't remember the Twi'lek planet, but to reference the Battle Droid cleaner that then got locked up in the cage and had to watch its friends get mauled by the little dog bears outside. I can't remember the planet that is, but that would be a cool reference. Here's the Rhino. Having red transparent bars as laser doors. Oh, that's a very Star Warsy thing. And you could also use Star Wars lightsabers for that. So that would be quite nice. The Rhino, I think, is my favourite out of the three, but look at the Hippo as well. The Hippo is a great build. Surprises me how different the Hippo is to the Rhino. They could have reused the bodies, but they've remade everything. And then we also have a walrus, a seal, a sea lion. I thought this was a seal. I think this is a walrus because it's got the two big teeth, but it's grey. It will pass as a seal if you get rid of some of those teeth and keep its body down. But I think that is a walrus. Nice grey walrus there. Ryloth, thank you, Rex Bricks. Ryloth, yes, just like the battle on Ryloth. Oh, there we go. Also, yes, if you can find a broom. Easier said than done. There's a few different brooms. Greebling on the outside for detail, like smooth told areas and studs. Yeah, that would be a good idea for a prison. Like, wear it down. All right, we've got Soundwave. We did have a look at. Really like the fact that this can transform into the cassette tape player, the little radio, and it's got a sound brick inside which plays more sounds than the other two from the radio and from the Hogwarts hat. Both of these have got to fit into the torso, right? I don't think we've actually seen that. There we go. There's an image of one in the torso, and there's the other one with a sound brick at the bottom. That's a sticker over the sound brick, but that's because of Soundwave doesn't always have the play button. So they've allowed you to have it on or off based on how you feel. It's a bit difficult to transform at first, but you get used to it. It's a bit like Bumblebee. I think Bumblebee was a bit fragile, but Optimus Prime seems to be the best one out of the lot. So Lego are probably experimenting as they go down. Hopefully we'll see a Megatron at some point. No, I agree. After Soundwave, Starscream would be a cool transformer to see next. The cassette tapes do also transform. And this little cassette tape, do we get a close-up? No. This little cassette tape down here does have another tile hidden in the back of Soundwave's plaque so that you can change it out based on which one of Rampage and... Let me have a little think here. Oh, Decepticon leader Megatron. Oh, I didn't see that. Is that teasing the next set? Ravage. Oh, Ravage, not Rampage. And Laserbeak. There you go. I remember Ravage from the street. Well, I thought I remembered Ravage. Don't have the best pieces. Thanks for the suggestions, everyone. There you go. George, thanks you for your suggestions. Tan or rusting? There you go. One last suggestion. Your friend has pre-ordered this. I think it's great. 160 as well isn't too bad. Optimus Prime was quite expensive. I know someone that pre-ordered Optimus Prime when it came out and then Lego reduced the price by like a third. That was crazy, but yeah, not a bad price. Coming out August the 4th, but it's early access. Where, there we go. Early access from the 1st for Lego Insiders. Free to sign up. You might as well. Not sponsored, but it makes sense if you want a set that's that much money. You'll be earning some points back as well. Oh, there was two. There was two more of these sets, and also it seems that Lego have removed something. Ooh, maybe they put it out early. But we have the Piranha Plant Power Up. This attaches to the front of any of these Mario Karts. You can see that's a little Technic hole in the middle there. I think that's quite cool. This is what it looks like without. And actually £45 for two speeders. Don't seem as bad as some of the rest of them, because we also have Shy Guy here's cheapest set, $17.99 if you just want a kart to play around with and test out some of the features. That glider is my personal favourite. Probably stickers, not printed pieces, but you've only got the one on the front. Two, actually no, probably printed pieces for Mario, aren't they? Mario go ham with all the printed pieces. Yeah, they're probably all printed. Look at that, right to the edge. They're not too bad, I don't think. More F1 wheels, yes. These are great for F1 cars if you do want to buy them for the characters. And they are printed as well. Which F1 wheels are printed, but they're on more Technic pieces. These are quite nice wheels. I think they might be more accurate wheels if the F1 cars use the rubber pieces, dare I say it. I think we've all seen this set. The Italian Riviera. Classic space fans are going to be picking this up. I know classic Space fans from like the 60s have so much money from sets that they never got. Right on the back of the box, we'll jump straight to it. If you haven't seen it, there is the light blue. I wish Lego didn't do this and actually showed the image we were on. Oh, it's just down here, almost covered, light blue oxygen tanks for the torso that come out in the Builder Mini this year. And these will be available on lego.com for sure. I can all but guarantee it. Legally, I can't guarantee it, and I don't know for sure. But I'm pretty certain that these are going to be on the Lego Pick-a-Brick online service, which is just here. And they are called oxygen bottles, aren't they? Oh, there you go. There's our search from last time. Printed pieces of Mario. Am I sure that's real Lego? Yes, I am. I can't believe Mario gets the high treatment. We got the orange, yellow, the black, blue, and white at the minute. Black's probably the rarest of them. It come on the most minifigures, but I don't think I've seen this too recently. Orange is pretty rare. That's probably exclusive to the book still. Yellow, blue, and white are fairly common. And usually any pieces like this, and the helmets as well, that correspond to them, will be found in the store when the Lego set comes out, featuring them. Maybe we could get the helmet as some sort of bud from the from the one of the plants. Hold on. I didn't think of it that way. New Master just commented the Disney Luca starter pack. That is Disney Luca, isn't it? The Italian Riviera is just the Luca scene. You've got the little slope where they hide behind the window. You've got the little market in the front. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, that is basically a Disney set without having to pay the license fee. Again, over 3,000 pieces for only £250. And you get a ton of minifigures because this is part of Ideas. Though I do have to say, of these minifigures, don't go looking for exclusive pieces because they've all been made available on the Builder Minifigure Station or are fairly easy to access. I think actually all of these pieces are on the Builder Minifigure Station, or have been in the past. I recognize like this top here, this one here, and I think actually this was from, wasn't this also in the grab machine? That would have been an interesting part. Plus the Vespa, yes, plus the little Vespa. Where you go? There you go. I like the Vespa and the new scooters that Lego are coming out with. The molded elements. Again, personally, I'd prefer them brick built. Sometimes they're just so small you can't brick build them, and that's where the little Vespa comes in. Do we get a close up? Do we get a close up of the Vespa? No, it doesn't seem so, unless they park it in one of these rooms here. Ice cream parlor. Oh, the poor crab. Let's be turned into crab sticks. Not how crab sticks are made. Maybe proper authentic crab sticks. Printed pieces. Do they sell droid heads on the Pick-a-Brick? So droid heads they don't. Let's have the mini bonsai trees are awesome, by the way. We've got a butterfly tree. We've got these flowers here with jelly grass. And then we have a Wolverine claws. Not much to say about them. Real simple designs. 55 for all three at once. This isn't a 3-in-1. All three of those are built at once. And part of the Botanical collection, £55. Nice to see sub 100 sets. Will they sell Commander droid heads? No commandos, no. In terms of droids, all they have are, what are they called? They're like mechanical. Let's have a little, oh, is it like droid skeleton or something like that? Here we go, space skeleton. So they have torsos. Speaking of which, tomorrow's video, I actually mentioned wanting to pick up a yellow torso for this guy. And yeah, I forgot to add it into the video, but I do have a yellow torso now for one of my B1 battle droids. So I'm really happy to have that. But as you can see, we've got the yellow body and that's really the tan body as well. This is the regular B1 battle droid. We have the arms in tan and also a few other colors. Wait, medium stone gray, silver metallic, and dark stone gray. These two almost look the same. That's crazy. And then we also have no straight arm. That isn't like hidden off the side of the screen, is it? No straight arm. Okay. Usually there are all the pieces on here. There's the skeleton, body, arms, legs, and everything as well. Usually there is the other arm. I guess you can get a load of torsos and arms. Legs can't because they were exclusive to Star Wars. But recently they've been used in modular buildings and the likes. The Tudor house has a few in gold. So hopefully with the advent calendar coming out September, we'll get the droid legs on here. Maybe even with the August 1st MTT and the sets with the droids in, because it's been a while since we actually saw droids in sets. So the fact that they've still got the torso and arm just means Lego have a ton left over. So keep your eye out for the other arm and the legs, but the heads are exclusively licensed to Star Wars. So we probably won't be getting any of those pieces. But if I put in Anakin wig, that's a piece that was licensed for Star Wars, used with Anakin, but since used elsewhere. Anakin isn't a copyrighted name. Same with the Luke wig, which is the newer one. Oh no, the Luke Skywalker wig is the older one. Surprised they put Skywalker there. That's crazy. Pretty sure the Skywalker name's probably under some sort of protection. Anakin wig, Ron's wig, which I think works for a young Anakin in a tan. And there's a few other named wigs as well. This one's good for George Lucas, as we saw in the recent short. Some of them are named. Oh, there's the Luke one. Well, I thought this was named Luke's wig. Maybe I mistook that. But there are a few pieces made for Star Wars since used elsewhere. Likewise, torsos and legs for Star Wars. I don't think we've ever seen them pop up here. But head pieces we have. Sabine's head, I think, was on here, because I looked at picking a few of those up before we had the magazine with Sabine in. But you can get some pieces, but not a lot. Hello there, Owen. Have I seen the modular New York Central train station thingy? That's perfect for Marvel. Is that the city one? I think that's already out. Let's not get rid of this wish list again. Is that the city? This one. Is that this one? Because I really like the central, central train station. Here we go. 2 pigeons. I think this is pretty cool. You've got the little train worker here. This would go well with that Spider-Man set. It would, wouldn't it? That would be a nice combo. And quite a few minifigures. We've got the buggy in there. What have we got? We've got a little cafe, it looks, up here. Don't know how they get across. There's a lift here that goes up to the top. But then there's this random balcony that I like the garage door as the roof, and that giant space element that we saw a lot of last year that held the space station together. Not a bad array of minifigures. Ooh, is this the first time we've got Lego crutches? That would be quite nice. I might end up picking this if this is on a sale, but I'm also still waiting on picking up the spaceship. So the Central Train Station and also January spaceship. This one, the Modular Galactic Spaceship, not the Renegade. This one. This one piqued my interest, and ever since I've been keeping my eye out for a sale. It's been on sale a few times, just not as many as not that one, but it looks awesome. The Name of the Manhattan. Right, let's have a little look. If I search train, does it come up already? It might be one that's either coming out or one that's rumoured for the future. Maybe it's one that's just retired as well. Lego retiring a lot of sets. Oh, we've got one more Star Wars set. We did take a look at the ATST earlier. Let me know if you want another look at that. But Wicket the Ewok. Almost forgot. £110. Buildable Wicket that should scale to R2 and the gang. Do we see it? None on display with the others. Wicket looks so lonely there. Where's R2? Where's everyone else? I can't believe they didn't show it off. With the Transformers image, I forgot to show, but there was an image of Soundwave, Optimus Prime, and Bumblebee. I feel like this could look good next to the rest. Maybe not like Chewbacca, maybe it would look a little out of scale, but this doesn't look too bad. Did I end up getting that light up Mace Windu to work? I'm still working on it, funnily enough. No, it's not lighting up at the minute. But I am going to look, some people said about trying to clean the components, so it might still need a deeper clean, or it might need some new components. The wiring in the arm is probably the first thing I'd have to check up, but I'm going to have to... I've been researching about the circuits that go into them. Barely anyone has broken them apart, which is surprising, you know, for minifigures that are worth a couple of £100. The fact that no one's broken them down yet, it makes sense. But I'm going to have to find someone that's been brave enough to break down the light up minifigures and to see, yeah, what's inside. Just wondering, because you have a droid that is missing its head. I have so many droid torso. I mean, like with this droid here, I didn't order the head, legs and arms. I just took a torso from my other B1 battle droid. But I have so many droid torsos, arms, legs. We ended up on one set getting some droid torsos spare. So I don't really know what that was about. But it was always nice to get more droid pieces. So it'd be nice to get a few other... I had a few droid heads break as well. I think I've still got a few broken ones. Should get an official George Lucas figure. It would be nice, and a Stan Lee one at that. I think the best place to do it would be in the books. They're expensive enough. Lego are making big enough profits on them, considering what goes into making books and how many they sell. Lucas, Stan Lee, and other people that, you know, they're probably going to have to pay quite a bit to get their name on a book, but not as much as if they were trying to do it in a couple £100 set, or like a UCS Death Star. Imagine a UCS Death Star and Lego have to give a percentage of their profits to like the Lucas Foundation, or help him build that giant museum that he's building still. I think it's much easier to do a book. This is $16.99 at retail. I think this was £15 on Amazon. So they'd have to give a percentage of that $16.99 to the foundation. Looks great on Lego, and also gets us a Lucas minifigure. A lot easier than a £1,000 Death Star. Steven Spielberg, that's a good one. That's a good one there. If we ever get a Jurassic Dictionary, because we've got enough sets of minifigures. Grand Central Terminal. Let's have a little look. Grand Central Terminal. And this one isn't out yet. But this is a... Let's see if we can get any images. Oh, wow. Oh! Is this an ideas? It's coming up with ideas. Yeah, that'd be good. Not only for Marvel. Isn't that also the station from Madagascar? Can we get a few Madagascar characters? That would be quite cool. After the Ewok, only a hand. Actually, this is the 69th set that we'll be looking at today. And this is the Glinda and Elphaba bookend. Really nice that we get to fit all minifigures in here. That's my favourite feature. We get Glinda and Elphaba in the back here with their own nice displays going up against the books. And the other minifigures slot into the front here. Genius from Lego. Absolutely love this. There's the other two figures, if you were wondering. And yeah, actual minifigures. Look at that. 6 minifigures. I don't think there's much more we could ask for this set. Bookends for $109.99. It's nice to be getting both bookends, and not just like a book nook that ends up folding up, though it's probably around the same pieces. Not too bad price per piece. And 6 minifigures is real nice for a set that honestly could include one or even none. Even no minifigures in this. But I think Lego would have definitely snuck a minifigure each side. So it's nice to see. It is nice to see. This morning, we got a new look at some Nike collaborations. Look, £110. I just hope, unlike the Lego set, you're getting both shoes and not just one. Does seem you get them in a box, and they're decent. The studs probably won't work with Lego bricks because of the material they're made out of, and they also look a little small. That might just be the camera though. It'd be nice if they did work and you could get some Lego bricks on it. You'd have to get some flexible Lego bricks, I guess. It's part of a collection that comes with the basketball tee as well. There you go, in who knows which size, because Lego haven't updated this site yet. They've only shown this off. It looks to be kids sizes, and there'll probably be kids size shoes, maybe a few adult sizes. Definitely ain't gonna fit me on the shoe department, but they're all around the Nike Dunk set that came out, must have come out July, because I remember taking a look at that. The basketball has gone. There was also a yellow basketball that had a really nice logo on it. It was the Nike Tick. It was this logo right here. It was the Nike Tick with a Lego brick on top of it. But Lego have removed that since. So maybe that's been pulled. Maybe they announced that too early. but all of these products will be coming out in due time, likely September, maybe some random date in August, and that is for the Nike Lego collab, which we've got this set here: one boot, a dunk sign, and the basketball. But the core minifigure, definitely worth that £90. Can't wait to see that head sharp in a CMF. Hope they have plate connections on the bottom of the Book Nooks. I don't think they do. I think they have plate connections on the bottom, as in they're not base plates, but I don't think they connect to each other. I think they've... Oh, no, they don't even have plate connections on the bottom. They're built studs not on top. They're built on their side. I bet they don't show you, though. For some reason, Lego, this on Lego's page, I can see all my other tabs are still working perfectly fine. But this on Lego's page just seems to not want to work. So, yeah, you can see it's built, studs not on top, the entire thing. Oh, wow. So there's no studs on the bottom of this, only on the back. I guess if you've got glass shelves, that's cool. But if you want to try and secure this down, yeah, this isn't any better. Oh, the shoes. Studs on the bottom of the shoes. That, I guess, kind of sporty, isn't it? You know what? No, they have, I assume, a regular shoe design. Imagine building your own platform shoes by building Lego bricks. You just stack a bunch of 2x4s on the bottom of your shoes. Or maybe cheese slopes, like the underside, not cheese slopes, but brick slopes, the underside, and you have this like wedge at the back. You'd be the tallest basketball player with that. I think a lot of these are just going to be collector's items. They come in a very UCS box, these shoes, with that logo on top. But I do think these are... You'll see some people wearing them. I don't know how stylish they can be. Bright yellow shoes, a lot better than what I see when I walk into a shoe shop. Usually it's only black, blue and grey. And the box can be used as a Lego tray, which is nice. Repurposing the box, very thoughtful with Lego. I quite like these little bits. They remind me of an early 2000s shoe, which I am a bit partial to. But that is all for August. So, unless anyone wants to have a little look at any of the other sets up close, I think we'll start off looking at the September sets. We will be taking a more in-depth look closer to the time. I know September's over a month away at this point, but the Arkham Asylum is of great interest to many people. There you go, Moon Shoes will wear them. Yeah, if they had my size, I'd probably wear them. I just wouldn't want to spend 110 quid on them. 110 quid, there we go. There's Harry Potter. Yes, the only Harry Potter set so far. I do hope Harry Potter has a few more September sets. I feel like we've got a little bit coming. But so far, nothing. Yeah, Harry Potter is nowhere to be seen. Hold on, I've seen a review from Harry Potter recently. Is there honestly nothing? Maybe Lego just haven't put them up on their site. Interesting how they work. We got some brickheads. Let's have a look at the Asylum. Take a look at the Harry Potter and Star Wars advent calendars. Tell you what, Cruella de Vil's car is quite nice. I think this is the start of the cars that we can be expecting next year. And we do have another minifigure Wicked set. A few more minifigure dolls. But yeah, let's start off. Running in the shoes have the sound of pushing around Lego pieces. It's just the building noise from the Lego Batman Star Wars games on loop. Here is Arkham Asylum. Pre-order it today. It ships from the 9th of September, not a day early for insiders. So 9th of September. Is that a special day for DC fans? September? Doesn't ring a bell for anything. But the Arkham Asylum in all does look really cool. It's got a solid back as well. Will this break the internet? Well, I could have called that, couldn't I? All right, there we go. There's the back of Arkham Asylum. It is a fully built back. Inside the little hole down here. I don't think you'd get the bricks for that hole. Probably quite easy to patch up, but it's nice that we're getting a solid back on this. Because a load of people will be putting this in their Lego City. I think this is quite a centerpiece. Yeah, Minecraft as well. No Harry Potter, no Minecraft. Minecraft does always come out September. So they should be released in the next couple of days. We'll come back at the end of August and have a little look at them. But maybe they don't want to overshadow. Maybe the Minecraft and Harry Potter sets, right, are so good they don't want to overshadow the August wave. That's what I'm going for. I have seen a few Harry Potter and Minecraft. I'm sure I've seen LAN members review some of these sets, and we don't have any, or at least talk about. Maybe it's thumbnails I've seen, and it's just like leaked images. Maybe that's what I'm confusing it for. But here we have the prison cells are all. Are they all open? No, they're cut off. Oh, they've got little features that you can pop them off each one. Okay, the prison cells actually look quite spacious compared to like the city police stations that I remember back like 10 15 years ago. A lot more space since then, and also it is modular. It comes off in 3 layers, and I think the prisons are built in. I think the prisons are built into each of the layers, but look at those figures. Look at that. They're rethinking their mistakes from the Minecraft movie sets. Maybe this lineup was going to be all Minecraft movie and they've had to switch it out at the last minute. We were just going to get a giant brick-built Dennis, which, by the way, Lego would have been amazing. I'd be open for that. But we already got a brick-built wolf, I guess, or a dog. Change of color would be quite nice on that set. We've got 6 of the villains in their jumpsuits, and including Catwoman, who I don't know if we include Selena Kyle as a villain. I feel like these 3 are more villains than that. It's kind of like the grey area around there. We have Batman, Robin. This is Batman's son version of Robin, which I believe is a first for the Arkham Asylum. Batwing, Batwoman, and Catwoman. So nice range of minifigures in the, I don't want to say the hero department. I feel like Batman doesn't really have any heroes, but you know, in the more so hero department. And then the villains are quite cool. The Mr. Freeze minifigure I do think is included just because we got this figure recently. Might be a new minifigure. Some people would have preferred a Scarecrow or a Bane minifigure in place. The fact that Joker, Harley and Penguin, who we have probably more so than any of the other minifigures, do have the jumpsuit on is very, very fitting. Even Penguin's still got that fluffy neck to the jumpsuit. But the jumpsuits are quite nice, can be used for City, Star Wars. I feel like these aren't too dissimilar to the Rebuild the Galaxy jumpsuits that we saw. And we do also have 2 guards, though. Let's face it, the guards in DC, what do they really do? They're just sitting around probably watching TV or something. So we have 6 cells for our 6 criminals. And then we probably have a few other references to various other Batman scenes in Arkham Asylum throughout. Do we get a close-up? See how big it is. Here's a bit of the interior. So we have Joker strapped down. That's Clayface. An image of Clayface who isn't included, but still referenced via a sticker on the monitor. Built the same as the UCS Starfighter. We have open all cell doors, yes or no. Why is that an option? Why is that an option? And a little scratch just above 7 foot, surely referencing someone else as well. Can't think who that could be. There's a few quite tall characters, and they seem to be hanging out in a lounge. Maybe there's a movie theatre of sorts. You know, that could be referencing the new Joker. That's cool. This little statue on the outside with the bars and a clip with a padlock on, but it's got like a very, very Batman. I don't know if that's Joker or who that is, but a very DC graffiti job on it. And we also get a little truck. It reminds me of the ice cream truck from the Lego Batman Arkham bit, but probably a police truck, which would be a bit more fitting. And some penguins. Yes, the return of the little penguin builds. Plenty of poses on the right to allow for Batman and the crew to be flying over, stood on the roof, you know, some explosions to be blowing minifigures from all over the place. And I think the truck's small enough that it could park in the front of Arkham. We don't see that in any images, but you could definitely pull up the truck if you don't want that to be displayed outside. If you've got a city, this is going to look awesome on display. Finally, a Killer Croc that looks more like the OG games. Yes, an actual minifigure as well. which is why I quite like the fact that Killer Croc's been included in this jumpsuit, because I do think Killer Croc and Bane both have big figs. So seeing them as minifigure form might raise a few eyebrows, but whack them in a jumpsuit, you're not going to get a bright orange big fig jumpsuit, surely. So Scarecrow with Mr. Freeze, I'll swap those around. Maybe Mr. Freeze has like a lighter orange, you know the yellow in the X-Wings for Star Wars? Maybe Mr. Freeze has a lighter jumpsuit because it's colder and there's some discoloration or something. That would have been complicated, but a fun reference nonetheless. And maybe a little Frozen Cell. You could have whacked the penguins in with Mr. Freeze, honestly. A little igloo. That would have been cool to see. But look at that, the Riddler. Riddler is really nice. And Poison Ivy, both minifigures we haven't seen in Batman. I mean, let's have a little look at the Batman theme here. Batmobile, Batmobile, Arkham, Batman Skyline, that was a good set. Batmobile, Batmobile, Superman mech. The Batman mech might as well transform into a Batmobile. We'll ignore the Brickhead's keyrings and Technic. Another Batmobile. And that's it. So 6 Batmobiles, and then we got Superman. No, we won't include the mech. Let's make this a bit fairer. We got 5 Batmobiles, and then 2 mechs, art, and a modular. I feel like Lego could go a little light. I know the Batmobiles are all over the place. 4+. Then we got an 8+, another 8+, a 12+, and 18+. Maybe we could have got another build. Swap out the Batman Tumbler. Great build. Very expensive build though. This is a set that definitely isn't selling as well. For a Joker helicopter. Gets you a bit of colour, purple and white. I think that would look cool. That would look cool. Hello there, Hoarder. Welcome to the stream. The guards are like school teachers during a fight. Yeah, they don't get paid enough to stand in the way. They're stepping back. Yeah, that's... So, Arkham... Oh, got rid of it. Arkham is... I think it's a great set. It's quite expensive. Very much a collector's item and the UCS of Batman sets. But given the fact that DC really don't have anything else going for them, they have a Batmobile coming out in like a week, I think it's very, very possible for a lot of DC fans to pick this up because they're not spending on other Lego themes. Now, if you're a fan of another Lego theme, this is quite hard to pick up. But like I said, the instructions will be available online. All right, the next couple of minutes, let's look at this first. I don't want to spoil the advent calendars for those of you that want to pick up the advent calendars experience them for the first time. But Cruella de Vil's car, I'd like to see this a bit more next year with iconic cars. Honestly, it's a surprise that Lightning McQueen's coming under Speed Champions and not under just the Disney line. Maybe they'll do a bit of both, but this looks so good from every angle. I don't think there is a bad angle. A little horn on the front. Oh no, that's the light, that's the light. Horn? Is that the light? Either way, nice detailing all over, and I really like the red and dark red mixed. It gives a nice two-tone to the red sections. And I've seen someone dress up a car like the Cruella de Vil car, just driving past on the road. And this does look like the real thing as far as I've seen it. Obviously it's animated. Lego probably could get away with a bit more. If that's connected to the steering wheels, that's impressive. But yeah, the wheels do turn at the front as well. I doubt it's connected to the steering wheel. We've probably got one of the little Lego steering wheels on the inside. Yeah, one of the little Lego steering wheels on the inside. So it's not connected, but still looks really cool. You expect the lack of ideas for DC, but Star Wars has a million things and we still get the same. I mean, Star Wars giving us the MTT, the Juggernaut. It's the first Juggernaut we've ever got in Lego. The others have been turbo tanks. Same build, different size. And at the size, it's a lot similar. But yeah, we've been getting quite a few different things from Star Wars recently. I'm always expecting a land speeder or something to just show up and jump scare us. It's been like, I mean, it's been how long? 5 years, maybe a little more since the last land speeder. I'm still expecting one every single year. We'll go into the year and I'm waiting for a land speeder to jump out. This is the wall art for Wicked with Elphaba top right, Glinda bottom left. I think these are different minifigures to the ones we just saw. And then we do have Four Figs and Toto, not to be confused with Todo. That's Todo 360, which is Cad Bane's droid in Star Wars, but it's quite a deep wall art. Look how much this bottom comes out. It can stand on its own as well. There you go, that's how thick the bottom is. Back's less pleasant. Actually, it looks a little creepy. It looks like there are two eyes staring. Let's flip that back around. I think for Wicked, it's nice to see it expanding. The mini dolls did so well. People were asking for more, and Lego provided. Bookends, we got wall art. It would just be a shame to see, with part 2 coming out, which is what these are more or less for, it'd be a shame to see not one minifigure playset. I think that would be nice. Maybe some sort of, I don't know, polybag. Elphaba and Glinda seem to be in a ton of these sets. Maybe them two can have their own little set. And also Dorothy. I think when we got Dorothy for Lego Dimensions, or yeah, I don't think it was Ideas, I think it was Dimensions, it was a material skirt, wasn't it? So it's nice to see some printed on dual molded legs. Why not for Clone Troopers? If you replace the material for Dorothy with dual molded legs, they got to be doing it for Clone Troopers as well. All right, spoilers for the next couple of minutes for the advent calendars. We will be taking a look at all of the builds, so if you don't want to get spoiled, look away now. Could I check out the battle pack? Of course. Let's run through this one more time whilst everyone that don't want to get spoiled runs away from the stream for a minute. If you just want to look away, when we get to the October sets, it will be safe if you want to just leave this in the background. But here's the battle pack: 35 steep, £30 for pre-order, which I have seen is a bit more reasonable, but those pauldrons. Oh, and also comparing it to the last 327th Trooper we got from Lego, which I'm still convinced at the time shouldn't have been a 332nd. It was Lego's attempt at a 212. This guy right here, this Commander Cody that they've labeled as 327th, is a massive upgrade. Although I do like the old helmets. The AT-RT's my favourite Lego AT-RT, including all the little ones they've included in like the Juggernaut and sets like that. It's nice that we've got fully posable legs as well, because they do come right down, and you could probably even stud it down one forward. Posability of this is actually really cool. I haven't spoken about that, but I think it speaks for itself when you pick up the set. It's a really posable model, few gaps in it, and you could probably modify this to be the old Clone Walker and put a second seat just up there. Replace that with some studs. That's a real easy modification. And that isn't too bad. Just full grey, maybe a little bit dark red. If we all stop buying Star Wars, they will change it. If everyone stopped buying Star Wars, they would cancel it. I don't think Star Wars is pulling too much weight in Lego anymore. I think it was for a long time. I think a lot of Lego's own themes, like Ninjago, are doing a bit more. I think if everyone stopped buying Lego playsets, they'd just go display sets. Maybe the odd Lego big set, but I think we saw with army building, people stopped army building out of the 2010s, and battle packs, we're sat here with a £35 battle pack instead of $8.99 because people stopped army building, aren't buying enough of them, and you know, there's only so many Clone Troopers. Most people wanted plain Phase 1 or plain Phase 2 armies, not 327th armies. But that being said, it goes both ways. If this was $80.99, there would be those of us army building the hell out of these. So many. Yeah, cancelling Star Wars is far off. As licenses go, we've probably got another year of them at least. Lego are just renewing it year on year. I think it's scary. It's scary knowing that Star Wars isn't on, because Star Wars for the first like 20 years were on like 10-year licenses, weren't they? Lego signed a lot because they announced it. Maybe 10 years, then like 5 and 5. And yeah, now it's kind of on every year or every 2 years. I think it would be a surprise for Lego just to drop Star Wars, but maybe if they dropped it for a year, it would come back stronger than ever. That'd be my only hope, but at the same point, I don't want Lego Star Wars to go. We're going to be building all these sets nonetheless, yeah. Love the Back to the Future car. The DeLorean, can't wait to see images for that. Critical over the fig designs. I agree. Yeah, I think Lego Star Wars minifigures were ahead of their time. I had the Visual Dictionary and the Character Encyclopedia, the very first ones, and they will tell you more than anyone. They're books, they don't speak, but they do have in them all the different designs that, Jar Jar and Yoda, they were the first of their kind, Watto and Chewbacca, all these, actually I think the Ewok might have beat Chewbacca, but all these minifigures were first of their design for something, and now we're seeing that in Ninjago, Monkey Kid, and as a custom builder, I'm stealing designs from Ninjago to make better minifigures than Star Wars are coming out of. So yeah, I think these are good minifigures. The one problem is the dual molded legs, and if I just quickly gloss over all the newest Star Wars sets again. So Bly, dual molded legs, Clones, dual molded legs, Nova Corps, dual molded legs, a Sergeant Kenobi need dual molded legs. This set, pretty good. Actually, both of these sets. Can I complain about the minifigures? We'll leave Boba alone. Boba gets enough hate. Wrong set. Boba gets enough hate. The Kaminoan, I would argue, I think for fig scale needs a brick underneath or a brick between. But for a minifigure, the long neck's doing quite a bit. Django would look funny with dual molded legs. These figures are perfect. And these figures, I think dual molded legs, it's down to Lego, they're going to appear like this on screen. They get away with this one. So they get one get out of jail free card. These figures, this new figure, great. Dual molded will look funky on that piece. And then the other 1, 2, 3 sets, 4 sets. Not a good ratio. Not a good ratio, is it? I do think dual molded legs would really improve. Like I said, the V19 had 2 dual molded legs for a Sergeant Kenobi. That's a day one buy. £60, easy day one buy for dual molded legs. But yeah, it'd be crazy. If Disney ever pulled their license from Lego, I'd immediately think they're starting their own brick band. Star Wars isn't exclusive to Lego. Lego don't own an exclusive license. That's the crazy thing about it. Star Wars have some, original Stormtrooper. Don't know how close to Star Wars that is, but they got the license with CADA to make their own Stormtrooper. Let me show you this. This was May. I completely did not see any of this. But let me get the official site up, because this is backed by Star Wars. This is officially... Alright. The only problem is because it's a Chinese brick building company, I can't really tell what the official site is. Alright, here we go. Let's get this in... Oh, can I not? Oh, let's just Google it. CADA Stormtrooper. This one. This is officially licensed. And check this out, this isn't a bad Stormtrooper design. I really want to get my hands on one of these sets, but the delivery costs so much. So anyone knows where to get one of these and it doesn't cost like 60 quid, because it's only like 20-25 quid, I think, this set. This is a 20-25 quid set. Still a little pricey. It's not as big as some of the Star Wars displays, probably like that small, but that's pretty decent for a Stormtrooper. And the fact that that came out this May 2025 blows my mind. That's a licensed Star Wars set. Crazy. Yeah, that's mental. In my opinion, what's the best Lego game apart from Star Wars? Clear winners. I'm going to say Batman. Lego Batman. So many good, and not just the first one, but the second one as well. Third one I didn't play as much. The first 2 Batman games, yes, very good. The new Harry Potter one wasn't too bad either. Here's the Star Wars Advent, which we're going to start with. And yes, this astromech, could it have been Plo Koon's droid? Sure, but I think the point of an Advent is making like figures more accessible, as well as bringing out some new designs. So bottom right hand corner, what am I covering? I'm covering... Oh, the little sandcrawler, and the crane, and then the droid as well. So we'll have a little look at those now. The droid looks cool. Really hope that opens, because my design, I got that out the other day because I said about showing it off and I've lost it again. But my design does have a droid that can open and maybe have an Easter egg inside. That would be cool. But for the rest of it, we're getting Buzz droids. Haven't seen them in a while. We're getting this droid from the Sandcrawler, which is nice, slightly updated. We're getting... It's not a Viper probe droid, it's the other. I think it might just be called a probe droid. It's the flat one. A B2 is always welcome. A new pit droid, which is still a bit bulky, but nice to see that they're updating designs. We're getting the droid from the Mando N1 from years ago. How long ago was that? We're getting, this is also a droid from the Sandcrawler that's been recolored to look like a Christmas tree. A little star to go on top of this Christmas tree. Quite nice. A Snowman BB-8. Another little sequel reference alongside Babu Frick down here, who's the Anzellan. And yes, you saw it, Evil 3PO from Rise of Skywalker. This one's different, technically inaccurate, but different to the Rebuild the Galaxy one because you probably didn't recognize him without his black arm. He has 2 printed arms, but he has that silver leg, which, just like Darth Vader in nearly every set Lego release, is inaccurate because he's meant to have 2 gold legs in Rise of Skywalker. But there's a fairly cheap poly bag from Force Awakens that has 2 gold legs you can pick up for your prequel and sequel 3PO. So it's really cheap. You can pick it up for like £5 to £15, depending on what else you're buying and what quality. If you want it in new condition, will probably cost you a bit more in the bag. But yes. The eyes for 3PO are cool. And also, that's an Imperial probe droid. Yes, yes. Hello there. This is the Star Wars advent for this year. So it's looking quite good. We've got the Ahsoka astromech. Is there another dark red astromech I can repurpose? If not, I'll probably end up selling that one. But it's nice to see the droid from the Ahsoka Starfighter. £35 if you already have an Ahsoka and Anakin minifigure. Maybe you haven't got the droid yet. That's nice to pick up. Likewise for me, it's this BD unit down here. And we've got a Christmas sweater Jawa. I guess BB-8 is kind of a Christmas character. I would like to see that. One Christmas sweater, and unless it's like Luke and Leia both with a Christmas sweater, one Christmas sweater, and then one Santa minifigure, one snowman, one gingerbread minifigure. The perfect place for a gingerbread Obi-Wan Kenobi to go alongside the gingerbread Darth Vader. I think that would have been nice to include. And we do get all these sections around here, here and here do clip together around this chair that 3PO can sit in for Babu Frick to work on. So there is a little scene from episode 9. And also we do have B2 Emo brick built form. So it gives them a chance, gives Lego a chance to add characters that they haven't made. And with Andor wrapping up, completing the story, we will never get a Lego set of, likely. Or, I'm going to say it, could this be a chance to get, or a sneak peek at a buildable B2 Emo next year? I think B2 Emo might have been announced in place of K2 because of K2's involvement with Rogue One. That's probably, you know, the one that will do well a year later. B2 Emo, I think, is going to die off pretty quickly. A great character, I just don't think there's the retention with all the new cute droids and little characters like the Anzellans coming back in the Mando movie. I don't think B2 Emo is going to be as popular as now. And yeah, buying it for Babu Frick. I think this is going to be a mold that gets reused. This is taken straight from the Skywalker saga. Lego have had this for quite some time now. And this is going to be in a Mando set next year. I would love to guarantee it. I can't. We've got the Candy Cane Mouse droid, which is cool. But definitely keep an eye out for Babu Frick next year. We might even get 2 or 3, because there's a whole bunch in the movie. We've seen an image of that already. And we've also got some nice little BX droids. So expect to see those in Mando sets next year. Plenty of cute droids to distract us from B2 Emo. Ooh, I haven't seen the turntable for an advent calendar before. And I tell you what, let's have a little look at the gonk. Where is the gonk? 1, 2, 3, 4. But there's the gonk. Oh, okay, I built the gonk a little wrong because I added 1x1s instead of 1x2s for the translucent bricks. And also, this side seems to be correct, but the other side is just a clip. What? No hinge. No, their render can't be right. No hinge on the gonk. Oh, well, I'll get to keep my gonk and just add the Lego one to my collection. It does seem to be the weapons rack of this year. Is that a spoon? Do we have a gonk with a broom and a spoon? For Snowman BB-8, maybe that's a smart gonk building that. The Astromech should have been Plo Koons for sure. I think also giving us the Clone Wars Plo Koon Astromech in the Microfighter, and no, actually flip it. Scratch that, reverse it. If we got the Revenge of the Sith Astromech in the Plo Koon Microfighter and then the Clone Wars Astromech in the Advent Calendar, that gives us the best of both worlds, and LEGO don't need to re-release a set like 6 months down the line. But it's a great Advent Calendar. I'll be picking it up for sure. And actually, in a few weeks, once we're done with the August sets, I'll be building as much as I can. Obviously, Babu Frick, I'm going to have to wait for the set. But I'm going to be building basically the rest of this Advent. That gives us the instructions there. They're all very small builds. And seeing if you should pick this up day one or wait for a sale, because this will definitely be £25 before Christmas. Some of you might even find it for £20. There is not a Marvel one this year, no. Marvel's been replaced with Minecraft. Minecraft one looks pretty good. The minifigures are a big grab here. I love the micros. Actually, the micros and minifigures. We've got a micro Golem Warden village in 2 scenes, a snowy village, a portal, and a little, I think it's called the Tiger biome, isn't it? So we got a miniature zombie and Steve to go with that. But look at Sandy Claus over here, the villager. An enchanted tool. We do have the enchanted. Was there? Oh, an enchantment table just at the bottom. I didn't even see that. Oh, that's quite cool. I guess with how small the enchantment table is, that's not a bad enchantment table. That's not bad. With the open book as well. So I don't think you'd get a spare one, but at least it's a printed piece, not a sticker. Maybe that'll be in a new set soon. That's really cool. Hello there, minifigure collector. I am good, thanks. We've got a tree, which is always odd to see floating bricks, isn't it, with Lego? It makes sense, it's a leaf as well, but it still is odd. A nice little chair made with the signs on the side. Tiny little Christmas tree. Not very Minecrafty, but probably is the size of a bush. Oh, look, there's the actual table. That's a lectern at the bottom. Oh, that's a lectern. That is seeds next to Alice at the bottom. There's 2 studs of seeds. You might get a third one. If there's meant to be 2, you probably get a third one. So spare. Same with the cookie up the top by the villager. Milk and cookies for Santa Claus up here. And the cookie will have a spare one. But look at the jumpers. Creeper for Alex. A snow golem, which is included in the set for Steve. Nice snow golem at that. And also, ooh, a withered skeleton. What's that? Not wither. Oh, what's that? The enchanted skeleton. I think that's quite a rare minifigure. It doesn't come with a material piece, but that armor does hide it out. A stray. Thanks, Noobmaster. A stray in the advent calendar and a netherite sword. I tell you what, this is a great advent. No doubt about that. I might have, if this goes on a really good sale, I might have to pick this one up as well. But I'm definitely looking ahead towards the Star Wars one instead. And my fiance is looking at the Harry Potter one, because this year is awesome. Look at all these. So take a quick look at the bottom right before I cover it. We have Luna in a Ravenclaw jumper. I get 2 of those. We get a letter, probably an acceptance letter to Hogwarts, or it could be Ron's. A little, oh, that's adorable. The little, oh, my mind's gone blank. What are they called? The little roots in Harry Potter next to the beans. The mandrake, thank you. The little mandrake with the beady eyes. Oh, this is cool. We've got a load of miniature creatures, including the chocolate frogs. I think these are all really awesome. Get some giant doubloons. Are these the exclusive ones that came with the giant bank? Gringotts, or Gringot Bank, as the sticker divided it. The Book of Monsters, Hedwig. And we get Christmas jumpers for every house, 2 of them, which is nice. Which is nice that we get 2 rather than just 1. They've included them, might have included 2. The Skelly Grow and the Love Potion, the Butterbeer. Oh yes, you couldn't say no to this, could you? You get jumpers for all 4 houses and 2 of them at that. 8 fig Star Wars fans are getting screwed. Yeah. I mean, I was going to say, what about the droids? I mean, where do you draw the line? I would say battle droids. So we get 3PO, the Astromech, Babu Frick, BD, tiny figures, the Jawa, BB-8, the battle droid, and the B2. I would say 8 minifigures is a massive stretch, because really we're only getting torsos for C-3PO and the Jawa. Of that, C-3PO is an exclusive. C-3PO is common. So we got the 1 Christmas jumper compared to the 4. But yeah, I think it's worked for Harry Potter. The reason it's worked is a lot of these brick-built droids take up pieces. And we do have that episode 9 scene in here, which is great for longevity of this build. It means that, you know, you can keep this built in a little display, maybe even make a little mock with it. Whereas Harry Potter have gone with the figures so that the parts can be used for the other builds. I think that's Cedric in the middle, is it? Yeah, galleons, the coins. They were included in the bank, weren't they? The Jawa jumper's really cool. I think Yoda had a green one that was similar to it, but we never got Yoda as a minifigure. It's an exclusive plush at the minute, so waiting to see that. Don't think we ever will, but I wonder if the Skelly-Grow, that's got to be printed, because the white doesn't go over that little bit there. So we've got some printed. If the Skelly-Grow and Polyjuice and the stamp and the coins are definitely printed, they go too close to the edge. I think it's all printed. 8 minifigures, 4 exclusive jumpers, repeated twice, really cute builds, printed bricks. This is really cool. That's Polyjuice right there in the green. It's got Polyjuice Potion, and it looks like it says A0045 with a little squiggle, you know, like a chemist squiggle. So something like that. That is cool. Yeah, pretty sure they'll release a play scale Plo Koon fighter after they got enough sack. Yes, with how well it sold, I do think. I mean, it sold well enough that it's like £10 now, and that's everywhere. Maybe not everywhere. Lego don't have it for £10, but most places have it for £10. And also, I'd like to draw your attention to not only the translucent on opaque, which I know is technically used to be illegal at some point in Lego, but also to the translucent on translucent for the ears of the stag. They haven't separated it with a 1x1 plate. Might have looked a little smoother on top. Maybe not actually with a cheese slope, but they've stuck them together. And that just confirms that Lego have changed the translucent pieces. We saw it with a hairpiece earlier on the minifigure heads with how thin that got. Lego have switched up. And actually the Minecraft Advent also had one of those 2x4 blues, which you get a lot of in the Juggernaut. And they're translucent plates that have been brought back. So nice to see Lego really improving there. This is a great Advent. I tell you what, if the new one mold was in this Advent, I'd be picking up one of these as well. It is really cool. Yeah, no new molds. Maybe with 8 minifigures, new molds could have been included. But I wonder, we got dark brown. Oh no, we got reddish brown, dark tan. And Luna does have a dark tan as well. So they're probably including 2 sprues for each of the ones. Here's the reddish brown and the dark brown, for instance. So we're probably going to get 2 of each of them and 2 tan. Maybe they only give us 1 of one. But I think for spares, yeah, they'll give you 2 of each. So we could have got the new ones. They come in groups of 4. And if we're getting 4 ones anyway, there's enough of each colour, but then you're probably getting 2 of each and you're double. Yeah, it would have been nice to have got a new wand. Want a clear translucent Frodo and Bilbo for when they're wearing the ring. Yes. Maybe with the translucent elements being a lot stronger, I think torsos are the one thing we'll never get translucent. Lego torsos, even the strongest colours, still crack. White isn't the strongest. I think it's red that's the strongest Lego colour at the minute. Regular red. White is quite impure because of all the different bits they have to mix to actually get that white color. ABS isn't naturally white. Force Ghost, the characters with the ring, even Harry Potter Ghost with some translucent elements. I think that could look quite cool. Interesting where the Harry Potter theme's going to go with the reimagining with that series, but I guess we'll have to wait and find out. And for the other advent calendars, because we've looked over them, all the other ones. We got the Disney one with the minis, which I think is quite cool how these minis are different to the Dreams minis. They're just these tiny characters with regular sized mini doll heads, all Frozen themed. Fits together quite nicely. Oh, there's a saxophone. Oh, I'll be keeping an eye out for that on the Build a Minifigure station. And also, what's on that tree? What is that element? It's upside down and it's got a little leaf piece underneath. But what on earth? Is that a flower piece? Might be a flower piece, and a little printed piece back here as well. That didn't escape my grasp. And then for City, got a really nice tree mold. The carrot's bigger than Elsa. Yeah, it does make you think what goes through the design process for that. Force goes Frodo. Kinda. Hope that in Minecraft we get an extra diamond helmet. I think the diamond helmet uses a bit of plastic, but you never know. They might whack in a few pieces with the minifigures. Maybe one day is just straight up accessories and weapons. Mistletoe, oh, it could have been. It could have been. Where did it go? Could have been a little element like that. But for the City, we do get this tree. We get a little alien Squishmallow. I really like this. They're definitely Squishmallows. These round pieces here. And actually, this is a good advent. If I see this one, maybe not the Disney one, but if I see this one or the Minecraft one on sale, I might have to pick it up. We've got the I like the little builds. All the different sets that LEGO put out. Not just this year, last year, but I think a few of these might go back a bit. We got the scooter. That looks pretty cool. If a Vespa was included instead of this skateboard, that might have piqued my interest. Santa does have the same legs as the training clones. And I think the polar bears, aren't we meant to be getting a bear of some sort in the CMF next January? Oh, look at the Christmas jumper. The Christmas jumper's got a space design. Similar to, I think the other one seems to be some sort of gingerbread. But it's similar to the jumper that Oz wears in Dreams. It's the dark blue. I don't remember if it's the dark blue or the light blue, but that does have a jumper's neck to it, which I can see why LEGO left that out in the minifigure design for classic fans, but that'd be a nice one to get. And that tree does look quite cool. And you get Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Don't remember the last advent calendar that you got both Mr. and Mrs. Claus. And so far for October, we do know we have a Death Star on the way. People have started finding the box out in the wild, but so far the only two confirmed sets are this Game Boy here and also the Stranger Things BrickHeadz. Will we be getting more Stranger Things sets? There's been a few comments since, and I would love so. I would love to see it, but I don't know. I think this is the opportunity. Maybe the January wave, which is very close to Stranger Things. If they're available with a pre-order, then we could get some Stranger Things in January. But January's already got hundreds of sets coming out that we don't even know about right now. And yeah, these BrickHeadz are really, really cool. But playsets, minifigures, we did get one set back for ideas. I think LEGO could come out with 2 or 3. Maybe they do an Indiana Jones. Maybe the new season is a bit too much for LEGO. And they they don't ignore it, maybe a few references, but maybe they give us one set for every season of Stranger Things that has been. What's that, 4? Are we on season 5? Final episode comes out on New Year's Eve, so you'd watch the final episode, go to sleep, wake up, and LEGO stores might be closed New Year's Day. I remember going to Smith's this year, wanting to go to a LEGO store, and Smith's doesn't open, so then you are excited about it all of New Year's Day. Maybe LEGO stores are open somewhere and you order the new Stranger Things sets. I think that's a good marketing strategy. Yeah, buying the sets day one. I mean, you could order them online as well. I don't know if LEGO stores are open. So yeah, you have to order online, and that would also guarantee you any gift with purchases and that are available. I think Stranger Things might not be included in them all, but it might be included in some really nice prints as well across the figures, like the bandana on Lucas, because the shirt's just a plain blue. But these are great. BrickHeadz are never not going to be great. I don't know any bad BrickHeadz that LEGO have made, and this is part of an official theme. Stranger Things has a theme. You can add these to Elle and the Demogorgon as well, which came out like 6 years ago. Shows you how long it's been since we got last Stranger Things sets. But this is a part of an official theme, so I assume there's more to come. Sets is plural here. Don't want to get too many hopes up. It'd be nice to see some sets. Hello there, stop motion guy. And last but not least, the final set for October is this Game Boy. So we've taken a look at the August sets here, including the Star Wars. We've taken a look at the September sets, and now finally we're on to the Game Boy. £55 isn't too bad considering, you know, a used Game Boy probably sets you back that much. It probably does actually, not far off, maybe a little cheaper, and it comes with 2 Easter eggs for Zelda and Super Mario, which do have their own screens, which if you wave them about a little bit might change a little. Like this Nintendo screen, you can see here it's right at the bottom, and do we get any other clips at a different angle? There we go, look, the Nintendo screen's right at the top. Is it? I think the Nintendo screen's at the top. So depending on which way you look at it, it will show a different image. The base doesn't look half bad. Just one Technic pin. How's it float? Look, that's very clearly an angle. Have they just angled a hole for the Technic pin? No, that'd be quite nice. And we do have, there's the screen. So you can see it is fading between 2 images there. Don't know what this is. Is this printed on a tile on the back? Oh. And the 2 cartridges, I assume they will be printed. I really hope they're stickers, the Zelda and Super Mario, just to make it really authentic. But that would be quite nice. Hello there, Owen. We got new Stranger Things sets before Stranger Things comes out. Now you put it like that, maybe we are expecting a few more sets to come out in January after the Stranger Things season has ended. I think it's coming out Christmas then New Year's. They've staggered it out a bit funnily, but you know, I guess it works. They probably put so much money into it. But that is all for the August, September and October sets. But don't worry, we'll revisit those September sets. Like I say, sometime this month we will be building the advent calendar and then taking a look at any other releases. Keep an eye out for Minecraft. Keep an eye out for Harry Potter as well, and yeah, we'll be having a little look. At this rate we'll get GTA 6 sets before GTA 6. Could you imagine Lego doing GTA 6? Now that I'd want to see. And yeah, so Stranger Things is August 26th, August 62nd for Stranger Things. Could you imagine? Probably about Christmas Day. And yeah, stay tuned for this same video at the end of the month. We'll go over September streams, but until then, September sets. Until then, thank you so much for watching. The stream is indeed over, and may the bricks be with you always.